Sani ni pedua mu techema de abodwi mu ayenka bi nhye mu ye. Divine selection aka prako pere de na esese yetimi ebetoa. Ne adanu ada ye sha ase na ase. Entiano pe ye da ase. Na no pe ye mpa ya ye di ke ya de ama wo a wo hwe nyina enie. Papa no anka senda ne jafa dumo be prapra wakwan mu. Wonyi monchmonka bia mfiri wani mu. Wanda ne jafa dumu a. Obonefo ne hihye ye de bia da wa hihye de afa wo ne wabusua ho no. Enabna da no pe so. Won peja wo mfiri sa wo hawde nyina mu. Afe wo ma wakire domo bebe bia do na besi bia no okasua na ankasa enya bambofo soronko mfama o eri mu pefesa wonu a wodo ho twere no a wani mu nwu ase na efre no twere di ampon wonu ada no ada wo bo ekwan to ba bia na ekwan nie wonu ada no ada wo de nsuo to asase kese so wonu ada no na wonim de ebesie na wo sha asia de eye hoboagu apro so wonu emre so se wo hira ne ba wonu obi ani nkonyasie no adope se wo ton ade wonu ankasa nhwe no ntwe atofo afama wo ye do sa so mu a wo ye ne na nopa bia no wonu ankasa nhwe na nya yie fama wo ye jiri pa se da ne kwa wie ya dance ya mapane na asia ne de be mo kase no adope so ya tena se. And then Tuesday, the 10th day of June, 2025, in the year of our Lord. The now production team, I say, watch your maba ASN chill. And a pay so watching a brand new head production, Michael Yarrow, our MCR. Samuel Dingo, Jina camera Sinechi, Abnasa, many ample air Mamora support. Kelly, in charge of social media, Mana Prek air technician on duty. Within the Osikani Frimpong Manso, and a pay so that's it. And come on, Fidia Mua say, Abusia Sawudana the Pachinwa. And you will be a down romantina, what dama the patching war. And run I do die, and not when near Sinu Hinimu assuming one Numina Gua. And so one Kama Buabi and Quanko rat to credit the down Hunumu, Abrawada. Etarope can not send us to say, and Quane Crown, and you will be a down romantina, and I would have crest and Quanumu. Who Baba I can work a crati as a four home, and you will answer, and you will Nimdia, and you will to me, and you will Hunya, and you will Fama, and Pempensuays are departing one, not a dome. Will be a down romantic now that's what you come. I don't pay what I see, and I was saying. I don't pay Atnas ye, or my Ghana home command, the Sefatasa Sutie, the Sefatasa no Casafaono, and one year Babegu a year. Ye Baba good to send ye or Crianino Elgu a yen and no bayeno. I cannot pay a dassy. And rather me the Kayano share and come out to Chiambias with the Yamuase Chelsea. Wabranquen tuona ye 2 and Namua Queen Muna Brabona ye bono. Abusia, there are some lessons, sir. Say, when you want to see a precope, and who say, as a son, your money, no, ever can't brabono, na intimate tenant in a war. What Brana will bono ever conquer the amount. I don't pay ye to us. Me pacho Nikki Taylor. I don't want that send me our car, yeah. And an anno pay ye dear 2 and ra. Yadi say whom crying the 2 year home for no eso. Now I say, my greatest life lesson has been that life can change in a second. This is why it is important to always live your best possible life and do what you can do for others. Nikki Taylor. Still on air life lessons. Beba chautie, or say, Adia ba kwa ayesua hunu e na bra bom ne se wa bra kwantuo ya dosani ye tu ya na mo akua ne mo kakaka ne ahwa ne mo se niema be konkan dia maye no sima ba ko pe niema betimi asesa wa bra bo nyina betimi asesa sima ba ko pe ana eni tete ba kope within a second 1 second you have no idea how your life can change positively or negatively. And wano dear ehu hia no power abrabo mu no say wabebo brane wanya asetena abua no ama na brabo tumpo na fei wabetu na maw abua afofra wo mu hia mmoa e wokwanuase nyina so arapa nsem yi de na e ka de a kire wo wonam kwan so a wo kwa adwuma wo fi a wo hwen wadru adwuma mu a wo hwen arapa kai na hye no so se wabra no a ye bɔ no abusua esese nya sua hunu afiri wabra no mu na se bibi betimi asesa na wabra bo betimi asesa within a second and na bisa ho se abra asesa ne maaye no anamon be na wutu abra asesa na ba no so no se ye ne papa mu anamon be na wo betu dia fa asesa no ho abra sa asesa na ba no se ye ne boni mu no so no anamon be na wutu dia fa sa ensesa abo abra bomu a ede wo how ababe sensen ko mu no na nkabe de se eniama se sande mawa obetimi abo maden e live life no at the possible best na fei wamu a obetimi aboa wo mo no wetimi stretch forth a helping hand to those who are in need wamu eba beka wamu how e de a kire etianopetie ufiti preko pe pausia empanifo se moja na eba adanu ada ya kire se abrabo no eye abotre ne abrabo de adom wo no wani nso na within a second no wabrabo nyina betimi asesa se ekọ ne papa mu ana ekọ ne boni mu enti no abrasa ensesa ne maaye no ede na wo ye na ensesa no so ba na say ye papa na bone a ede na wo bejo ede afa ho. Nikki Taylor say, my greatest life lesson has been that life can change in a second. Bibia betimi esi wabrabo mu wabra kwantu bibia betimi esi and bibisia a natural ekwase esinti na esi you can't change it tiebiem entino ne betimi esi wabrabo mu ama wabrabo asesa akọ ne papa mu anasa afiri ne papa mu akọ ne boni mu no abusua enu na ho hia enti anope ya na mu a wutu no kai na hye no so se ensunsuansuo bi wo hwa a emprempre na mo na wutu no ebetimi de abra wo ensunsuansuo no betimi aye papa ebetimi aye bone enti de Nikki Taylor ka ye no ye gina so na anope e de ahye ho nkura na fei a guide ye ewa na mo bi a yetu obra kwantuo ya yetu ya na mo akwa ni mu kakra no mu I say my greatest life lesson has been that life can change in a second. It is so say wabra babetimi asesa within a second. Every ni papa mu akwa ne boni mu, every ni boni mu akwa ne papa mu. This is why it is important to always live your best possible life and do what you can do for others. Adopei yamasa nsem yi enhye yakomemu na enhye yenkoto dwam na enhye yenkran se de beba bia no papa mu obani mu o sensesa ne ba anamo a wutu de afa eye ensesa aba no ho no ene ho hia afei nso no bomaden se eniama sesama wo na ekọ ne papa mu a wamu a wabo ben wo mbehia moa no eye akommoa na obi nim jonkukura ade ebekye so anopaye nyina Nikki Taylor nsem yi so na yensan so ema wache na yamba akwaba oba join conversation live and anopaye on all our social media platforms and here on Facebook no Western Diamond TV okwa na wa like yen page na fe wanya adaje no atwe comment na dia atom dia mane wo wia abusuya kopelenkere na share. We are also live this morning on YouTube Western Diamond TV. Subscribe to your channel no na fe oba join the biggest conversation nationwide on TikTok no and the after videos nyina no ibenya adaje twitwa de akwa akogu na fe at your own leisure time no wetimi enso etimi akwa akohwe anopai for WhatsApp and a text ebra 0248071174 0248071174 ebejebre na nsemo ne nkomo ade beba nyina no yetimi akenkan ni nyina enso ede amaw anopai ya ye krado ye ba ne aba be som o mighty aseban Ghana som papa mepa chao President John Dramani Mahama ne finance minister Dr. Kezel Atuba forcing adano that through a certificate of urgency at the E-levy bi ekopie mu omrahye bedwafie na minority caucus in parliament say wamu pa de sa ewudi semu yi ene atrimodin semu yi ne krono semu yi de wamu de hu semu enye ye ntino mu stage ya workout entino anaju de so mu kode ena majority in parliament no esa so mu numbers ni ntino wamu e pass ya wamu ede ade no ekoto President John Mahama table so ene enane nansa ene obesensan ye Ghana Revenue Authority enso ayo madwen se ene enka enrada no yen sha se ye de sa eto no ye adwuma e wo mamu ase ema komagfo ba beka sa ha montimi fa sa ato no ehye ye kon emprempren esan se ye systems no it's not abreast with a yesa eto fufuo na amodi aba no ti mo my time na yentimi ema systems no enyamu ntiase ansana yetimi ahye se ye teto no e de amamoa ye te de amamo na the Ghana Revenue Authority de buy ne so mati ase etinu komagfo se womo na sa nkomo ni nyina no form hunti no womo de nyame yadoma on the 16th of this month na won bewie bibia na woma hye ase se wom eje to no woto eye fam wo a liter ba ku bia no a ye to 1 Ghana cedi etinu se 4.5 liters and make a gallon and ye utua beye 4 cedi 80 pesos a gallon of air fuel abeto ewo o memu ha say on this same issue no and ye the minority in parliament friends and trade for share and rather I want me to just say aha abaya wa bay and ye kotobeku ma memu pa no de ma eye Ghana fo esan se uti opposition no ano den pa no say abanda da no e de eto egu Ghana fo so abenei we ye Ghana ni na wudi gwa o memu ha eto a wutua kra no ntino etimi egu dwetire nyina etini ento abantia abanda da na ento abama NDC abanda wo mra wo ba wo de enye to na wo de ba begu Ghana fo so wo ni mukwa mbefa so a wo be generate revenue e de ayemputuduma e wo memu ase eto Ghana fo atimu e wo mkoto abama wo ba ya within 5 months draconian levy wo de abadum so levy no ene abusua a driver for the Ghana for tea on sa we pa die enya die ene aban be ya adwene ne ene aban na ya adwene kina say ECG no ene ene wontimi nkura ne sika na ne sika saba ya basa enya me no a memeti me mantwea no a ene ya ye ka say ye de 14.75% aka eye enyinam nkane abo so say ye de ma ECG fo na wo matimi de aye adwuma yiye na de akwache yan so a ye say ene eto na yetua nyina echi ntumu eba ya nyina echi no enya ade asasika no yebetimi de aye bibia o ECG ntino yemfa ya hawo nyina enkogu fuel so na woto a liter of fuel ayento 1 Ghana cedi wo Ghana ase minority no e declare almost stands at the first place and the first time wom de sa bill na ba mra sebedwafie na ne ya ye kasai esentrefo nhye mo frɛ nyina no wom se aban ya wotisui sabia buru sabia kudonto de oka opposition no enye no enene wonya tumi no a wo ye no etino sa 1 Ghana cedi aye dumso levy no a wode atofam wo bo so no one momoden with immediate effect na wonyi sa ade no firi ho na eye ade a eye wo hawa ene Ghana fu a ye wo mamu asempo no ya pa ye ho a ye hunu yasene mu ahokyere mapa ne ye wo mu basa so the way e ba be pie so wo wi no mo ka kire amanfo se hwe abanya wotiswei ane defendi omo defendi nyina no enkyeremu ni nie wamu omo defendi no aban ene wo man no ene tofam wo edigu omo kaase mu de momo entino wamu no a wamo kasa 1 Ghana cedi pe no ene ye tua anya hwe no na de asodum so ano no saafo no 1 cedi pe no omo ka no omo ntua bi same jamfi onam wei wono ene bosumi bia no ne fuel coupon e de ma no anya sika keto anti ono wontua bi kwa chiofo sura na no dendenden no ye twa 78 million Ghana cedi dia ma wone Shamima Muslima omu di ne fonfra mo no wamu sa etuo ya bai omu ntua bi Wamu mu defending na nya dia wamu ebe tofu ni bi amana ka omo me no mienu asabi aburu ahokyere dewa ene adokoro yen no yen na saa ade no esunsunsu aso no eba begu yen so enti aban no awoteso no enti ensam a minority ne ka no na wankwe saa ade no ode aban ensensan ene nura yen commend ya the minority na yen commend honorable Vincent Kojo Ponkroma ofo ase yerebe mrahye badwani na ene wajijina mu a wone media na edi nkomo mepa chaw yebekoni akwakotie ensem a ekoso ewo eye mrasebedwafie enrada abra domkuma ewo mrasebedwafie no efrens entwerefo nhyiamu a wo muka kira ban people say sa eye one Ghana city fuel levy no dumso levy no wanyi free hosisi a MCR for video to man
the rate that is being charged. Ghanaians will bear witness that this levy is being charged at a rate of 8% per transaction. 8% per transaction. And this makes it one of the highest tax rates introduced in Ghana in a single instance. If you study the history of VAT and many of our other revenue handles, you notice that at the first instance of introduction, sometimes it's 1%, 1.5% or 2%, and then maybe as the years go by, you may find some add-ons and then a consolidation. For this particular levy, at the first instance, the government is charging the people of Ghana 8%. And this is one of the highest rates at first instance in terms of taxation that is being introduced in the Republic. Again, even if this levy wasn't hypocritical, as has been mentioned by my brother, and had an honest justification, why will the government impose a levy with an 8% transaction rate on the people of Ghana? It's just simple wickedness. And to think that this 8% is on every gallon of fuel, actually cascading down to every liter of fuel, to pay for the inefficiencies in the energy sector, is simply a stab in the back of many people who believe the government at their word that they will not impose levies to pay for the inefficiencies in the energy sector. Now, for every 1 gallon of petrol product that you buy or diesel that you buy, this government is, because of this tax, going to take an additional 4 cedis and 50 pesos from you. That is 8%. We recall the NDC's claim that the then MPP government had done no work for Ghanaians when they are transferring their money, and therefore had no business in charging 1% levy on Momo transactions. So we ask you, what is the work that the NDC has done when you are buying your fuel, for which reason they are now charging 8% tax on it? First is the rate that is being charged. Ghanaians will bear witness that this levy is being charged at a rate of 8% per transaction. 8% per transaction. And this makes it one of the highest tax rates introduced in Ghana in a single instance. If you study the history of VAT and many of our other revenue handles, you notice that at the first instance of introduction, sometimes it's 1%, 1.5% or 2%, and then maybe as the years go by, you may find...
That was a year, the Honorable Member of Parliament for Ofuase Ayirebi constituency, Honorable Vincent Kojo Ponkroma, was say, we are the highest first time levy abembidia ba ene ebuono ewo soro kra anka first instance no mpodie anka de kuma bi ba ya ku animu no yehunu se ade no ene ya manfo etua na omagye atumpreko pe etua na se de ntumu be ba ye ne atimi de ntumu aba na so na ben sore preko pe ede 1 Ghana cedi ato a liter of fuel abeto so ntino oto 1 gallon a ye till 4 cedi 50 pesos. This is the government or promises say wano wo ba na wo ba beyi eto ede free Ghana for so esansa abandada ne timu wadin toto abandada ne within ya ban eto no de kuma manfo mamu ase wo ba ya ne wodi kan kura wodi aba no kura no chese ano odin kura che eto dada na ewo ho no a now with your opposition na o kasa dia fa ho no etino that was it. One say as a matter of urgency no with immediate effect and this ya ban John Mahama ban enyi sa 1 Ghana cedi fuel levy no free ho na asumdue mapa enso embra Bepacho Ghana for I express what concerns with regards to sa one Ghana city abey edia to AFM wo so no na yenkohwe na yentie bimbra Ghana for ndie bebrebe no anekasa ye videos e wo ha no ye be ko ne yakwa akohwe ne yetie nsem wa Ghana for no eka ejini se President John Mahama ne finance minister ate abankesie mu ho a wo hu no se ade na omde aba no NDC for kakra na eto abade ma wo mo no wamo pen eso so sa ade ne so say with this some ne sa killer tax no omde aba no NDC for kakra bi no a eto aba ma wamo no na eso so sa ade no so a wo mu defend na nya Ghana for nyina yenkoda yenkotie ye ensem a Ghana for bi mu
be ko atia dum so a say dum so de enka wo say enka ye de ECG for na eno mo kan enya driver for because enya driver for de 24 na etukwan eti say ye de sika be ku dum so a abra me say ntua light bill me kofi me tua light bill esi me tua light bill na say me nsan kotofu na yan sante me misika ye ban kwaku dum so de na je say difference be na wo say me tua light bill ne kwa say wo say me tua light bill ana me driver ni de wo say me koba na ye ti misika ndi tua ye de kudum so na me sumba ma better light me free eti omo hwe no mo say ade na omo ye na be kwan e be san kwa ati omo ankasa sika be kwa ati dum so a say dum so de enka wo say enka ye de ECG for na eno mo kan enya driver for because enya driver for de 24 na etukwan eti say ye de sika be kudum so a abra me say ntua light bill me kofi me tua light bill esi me tua light bill na
NDC aban ade Mahama ye this particular one I me yapa because here ye foreign voters ye tuma NDC ye wa rehiem say oba be boan ya osan this policies we ni beba no we disappoint bebre me MPP ni o but me tuma NDC this year aba ye to last year minim say we the nice policies na ba na dum so no MPP wo no a wo mutumi ma light AC so no wo de wo ma ade no ma mfa wo mutasa
enti de omo chane say debt ana eka no ada ho ache ama na pile up enti say entua ebedrum me bia omo ma ye light no ebedum no enti anu nti ne hia say omo yesa wajenche on
Ghana ha ye wo government institutions bebre ho a omuntua lad be abanya adwuma ye fo akese ho omuntua lad be your hospitals ye wo so many places they don't pay lad be omo de dika ye wo companies akese omo de dika pa ana na mo nkwajeje no na drivers nko ana mo de mani so won so mo si drivers entuatua each aibia no for 1 cedi it's too much.
$10 million, $100 million, 1 cedi. Mo say anye. Na we mo na ba boy. Akawe de ankasa akofa ye.
Sika ka adwuma kura de mejan kura.
Say o ma force ya me atilol face. Eno ma bibili wa auto ayente so. Dava fonso ye adwuma scan nya no abi ne de ton no ma. Obi aya we obi antini bibia so ya force ya ma ya te no ma so. Ya te lol face. Ya ante so police beti yen.
Bi da meka place enni bosome ye de afoforo ye de ade foforo ebeta kriye ma we na o matese wono kura wan hwe ye be chen de ya tese wono because hwe
Amampani dada Akufo-Addo edi E-levy ba mo say
Ghana for bi mu and afia driver for bi mu adwenkyere a wo de bae na nkese se wo mo hye ase se wo mo ede to yi adwuma enrada but wo mo ekọ kra fam wo free eye amno ne bar e ba beton no wo mo say wo mo nye kra do for eye and wo mo nye ready for the implementation of eye sa 1 Ghana cedi dumso levy no etino by 16th of this month there na wo ma ready ntino GRA ere aban atwe ede asensan se nyame ya dum a wo mo hwe anim se 16th ni bedru no na wo ma ready ne yesre ye komagfo ne se 16th ni duru a mo nsan so nkan kire aban ya otisuo yi se sabia buru sabia kudonto enya mobotomu ana wo betu eye galam se ana nya driver fo botomu na wo befa ho aye yie se ene ya ye kasai se aban mu mperimfo timi enya sika eto cars afoforo ebi mutimi nya sika eche dollars a sa sika ni nyina no yetimi e de subsidize eye fuel buo so e de ma eye minumi enu a ye gire awiam koto abade ma asafo no a ene wɔn live extravagant lifestyle no ɛti no sɛ aban na pɛ biribi de asɔ dumfo ano a ɛnyɛ yɛn a yɛn timamufoɔ na ahokyerɛ wɔ yɛn so no ɛna wɔba bɛfa yɛn so ɛde asɔ dumfo ano wɔsɛ wɔyɛ competent nti yɛnto aba ma wo yɛato aba ma wo no waba solve the problem na gya sɛ problem bi a bɛba biara no wɔde ɛtoɔ ɛna ɛde ba bɛsɔ problems na no in any case yɛbisa sɛ ɛsla yɛhyɛ asɛsi agyegye wɔ mamu ase ɛho nkuntabuo te sɛn ɛtumi solve ɛyɛ ɛka na ɛwɔ ɛyɛ energy sector hɔ anaa ɛntumi solve yɛ and past administrations no nkura ne ba nyinaa no wɔ bi adi fo ɛntini ɛde ɛnti na this time around no ɛyɛ NDC John Mahama aban adwene sɛ gye sɛ wɔsan so introduce a new levy ɛna yɛtumi de asɔ dum so no ɛna afei ɛka no ɛwɔ ɛyɛ ka de sɛ energy sector na no in any case NDC ɛdeɛ wɔn yɛ friends ɛkura energy minister Tibon Koso energy minister yɛ friends ɛwɔ pɛ kasa bebrebe abuginapo waba bɛka sɛ saa sika a yɛgyegye annually no ana afibia no 5 to 6 billion cedis no yɛbɛnya no yɛntimi mfa entua ɛka no ɛda energy sector hɔ no na saa sika na yɛgye no yɛde tofuo de power ɛyɛ yɛn plant no na wɔma ma anyinam nkanea enti no aban bɛn na sabia buru wɔdwene ne tirimu a wɔbɛtu saa na monwei abra ho kyerɛ mapa ebu Ghana fo so na justification om de ban kura de tan bufu ɛde enti a city no appreciate the appreciation of the city no ya betena aka sɛ aban wei nim ho hweyɛ wɔmfa measures bia nwura pono so a ɛna nam so ama city no appreciate against the dollars no enti no man nje sa credit no ɛmfa ma no ho city no appreciate enti no appreciate no amafam ho bu aba fam ene a barrel of crude at the international market no ejina $65 nanado efiri so no na ejina $82 or $87 enti no say crude oil bua so te at the international market ebe affect the price of petroleum product locally enti no eno so nya justification abawe ade ba be ka say eno nti no sa wan Ghana cedi no ye de to so a enya ade amenu mienu a ye to fam ho no ya ebe affect ye really enti abanya was wo adwene Ghana fo ho abanya na what opposition na no damu say aban dada no etimu aden wade to agu ye nso dodo no enie enti no koma agufo e me ka de akyere mo say 60 free dura mon sanso ntuo mo nhyeda na omo hu no say mo na mo ye stakeholders sa niema no nyina no gina mo so wo manfo obu ama mo anka mo ba implement sa de we no mo bedi kan na ye koma agufo na tenase na ma dwoma dwen kyere de afa ho mo ne driver fo atena se adwoma dwen kyere de afa ho anso mo de mo so de prekope no wan de mo ye sa E-levy the past administration kwan mo fa so a wo implement E-levy no na e ma Ghana fo bufu ye ebia na mo so maba mo nam so a mo ye mo involve stakeholders mo involve Ghana fo no ma fa se kude ma na adwede suo mu obi ada no na mo de akoto na se odwefie asensan atintim se yan de sabia buru yan kwasiafo ntiri yan ntum ne yantua na ye majority leader ejina parliament say one Ghana cedi ne ye pe really I don't blame him and I don't blame all those defending esan say fam ho no nya de mo tobi say no mo tobi anka wo mo nka sa abufu sam ne kire Ghana fo that is it nya de mo tobi what you say nya de mo tobi mekwa baba be bo honorable Sam George ne ni bi de amaw abra abandada ne ye say wo introduce E-levy and someone Sam George can fa ban ho no na asefem eswene safo ni nyina na ye din support to sa dum so levy no ye be kwa baba be body a kyerew no hunu nya atwemofo a ya to aba mo wo mu die so e wo mamu ase and rather the health ministry ne Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association nhyiamudie efa wo striker wo strike ne ho na ne ehwe ne musanka nhyiamudie ne beko wie peyo ama ene ehyehyɛ ya aban de beba no anasefo no beji atum prekope na wo akwa ya adwuma esanse for some time now no ene wo withdraw OPD services and wo de wo yade kwa they will turn you away mortuary workers say free time wo strike ye no efunu a nipa funu e de aba ho no ebora adwene ne ntiase so etina se government no e de na sese wo ye efasa wo highway ho moko asetena wakototo apapa so ama akoma ntoya mu ama anesefo no da so air strike yanko ama no so na ye ne Yera Philemon Japan or Deputy National PRO Edema Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association any enkomo. That pay good morning.
Good morning, Minia.
Ahonda mu bako de.
Nyame adom yetiase.
Anesefo ya mamu kafra wate na adwuma so a mo ye no na nsen ya ne modi mo dwuma de agu ho no ye hunu the effect. Ya mamu kafra na ya mo pa se aban so ebe hunu ehu hia se obetie musufre na akoma so bisade no watimi ayede amamo enrada mu ni aban no kohia ye wadaro manhyiamudie na se de na course adenti na after the meeting no more so air strike
yo me das em say ye ni aban no kohia ti se de enhyehyɛ ne tie no na ye kohia no asema aban de betu ye nim se yenti na enu nti yen first strike no off na yen echidi for no embra adwuma no entwe chese ya negotiation conditions of service aban any ye siege na ye assign age atum say efi 2024 July kono ye bitia mo kasei allowance ni de bema mo ya jatu mo wi ye mo ba aban fufure ba na se aban dada kwa eno nche se negotiation ni na was zero because enye aban na ye ne no enye MPP na NDC na ye ne omu sigina ye ni ye ne employers Ministry of Health Ministry of Finance Fair Wages and Salaries Commission na ne dingita ho enti ye sigina ye wi na se mo ba mo hwe krata ni na mo se o ye ma mo break aka ye ma mo break na se bra so se mo ntua ya allowance ana in conditions ni mai na mo ye ne ochina ene kobra ene ochina na se bo apa e bi na mo de any design kita ho ye kosi nkunya no omo kira ye nchen up to January 2026 and sana omo de conditions of service new one no e dey adwuma na no de na chese ye koya na ye bai enya de ye ka che ye chidi for na ombechi ase biara da because omunua no ma omu di ye chi kra koye negotiation I started enjoy ni nyina na ye adwuma o health sector empo no ye na ye adwuma ne mu fa kese health it say o de sa di no eni di ya sebe na opese ye dani etimi ebi akomam eye adwuma ye esom Ghana for enti e ma mpenfo ti asese sa proposal na omode ato ho ne de enya de ebema ye chiri for no ati ase na omakwa adwuma na emom ye de bekwa koto omanim na de omo woka hye Ghana for no omaka kyeremo ampa anajinum ye meeting sa ato me no kase yegusu a meetings obiye no awaji atum se obekọ adwuma na no no mu fi sa aban ne mbuo aban no adwuma ya ye nyina na ni nso and the ya ne se nkrofo moti social media ne ye from say food soldiers so he soldiers omudi atam no mo kasa bad omo yare da obi meda hospital da de mu ni se aban efo no omo sika no mo social media kasa by heart omo he omo yi na ebi omo yare no omo koto nurse ni a aban na treating bad say on shena anyin sunsanso boni amasa safo
I see and as you speak now no strike no gusu a e koso den me
no ka say your strike in call it or strike no your strike
yo wadaroma o ede na ministry no ka yenti a ene monye ntumu no wose problem ne challenge no as we stands now no e den adea wontimi implement ye mo condition of services no until next year January
ministry ne say omunisi kanti yen kotla hosa yen twen December omaji atume shoe say conditions no conditions omaji atume say ye deserve say de mai yes e cheka na so munisika na bibia nkyerɛ sɛ ɔmo pɛ sɛ ɔmo yɛ ho ɔmo no ɔmo tu ho anamɔ ɛnimenimi if it says our conditions here making they are not new conditions ebi wɔ hɔ a allowances a yɛ due already ɔmo increase kakra bi na yɛ other health workers a yɛ no ɔmo yɛ adwuma no bi kora this allowance no already. And it's not something new, and the amount is not significant yet. I did have a say, Sikapu do be an amount in so. And sir, I name it to think it be a due us. I buy no any a signal. Into me, where the country on because we delay say, and net optional and kay. Yes, I am fair media man for. Yes, I'm so I show me young. So munko edwuma nkoye edwuma magana for abra yen treat you omuye na no sa na yemfa yemkomo nya edwuma sa.
I see. Enti no enkosi da ben na mo be suspend a year strike no.
Sabrede minia. Me kase minim say enna na otena ne ye be call strike na me dada. If you say next for no midwives for no they are poised and they are ready say abai no embuomo na se on treat omo fine omo so mu nko omo nkoso anya adwuma nti bia abai no behwe no wa re align ne thinking na wa ya de fofo ebeboa Ghana fo nyina de emi ya no se Ghana fo omo yare ombeko hospital ye be san omo na ye hu se nurse fo so ka ho ye nuanom ne ye busa fo so e ka ho ombeko hospital saa nti ye so abai on channel kasa yi na ye strike ni enko ye adwuma se de city
enra after semone eye ministry na hia no yenya akonya na eye Mortuary Workers Association president no Yera Jordan edi nkomo na revelation ode mai no minua ani enyai pa ye se strike na mo strike ni ntino ene amanfo toa da toa nananom ewo eye ansiedo wadaroma mun consider eye nipa wo mo ba ya de sabia ye tene o ma we no na anka the abana kan muntie na mom get back to work na mom save lives.
Yeah, consideration na yes you consider no from January ya consider yes the enko strike mpo aban on shana or implement it February March April May into consideration you consider na anything nurse for salary there be no muso because I'm consideration into enko strike into the biana aban aye ehweha wobune ni egu niema ese ye man nurses so niema ese ye man midwives so and I'm consideration into ye nipa ho edwuma ne ye ko strike nipa bewu nipa be yare nipa ho omo conditions be senti na omo a ye treat omo as essential service staff no ye ni botai bia say be treat omo special bia ema omo bi ba ye be hwe ne aye nintentem se ne be ya ehun susanso na nya bone dia na che say ye ni odo ye ni respect bia masafo ye ya ne say ye piom ye show omo nya adwuma ye koso aye sa ye say health system ye mwa omo nya adwuma se de esene fata the consideration of the abai mum na so ohwe no oye consideration say am no ka say na ye hwe na next for nkwadwuma
very well yera Philemon Japan ma ye na ase na no pay na ye akua ni mu nso no bibia eba ye beba na so na ye no abedi hu nkomo why
me that's the way for so
very well etino deputy national PR de ma Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association yera Philemon Japan ena ye ne di nkomo no etino as we speak now no anasefo no eda so etitifie a wo mo air striking how say abai no ana fe ne health minister anya incompetent enipa ewuo no wo mu hunu anya bia no condition of service na eye de wanya ede na anasefo no epa eso chan abai a wontimi entua na ayafo ekọ hospitals a na yesi mu nkofie na nam so ama amanfo etoa nananom wonsie do ade pa condition of service na eye de adea eye de na abai ntimi ampa kwan bi sumpo emmeti anasefo no halfway through na wote wo ye nhwe han ere ne sa hye ndam refa mu a amanfo ewua na ewuo to swam pass a benya or this way when you're incompetent to swam pass a benya or this way when you're insensitive anka dia wobu bisano anka watimi akeka ne masi ani apɛ ne poma sibra dia mom na watimi aso awuwuwo no a ekoso wa ya de sabia hodo no ano that's where dia dabi we pa dia dabi Ghana ni no ene he eye wasam a me yemfa me ho sanye me pa ena me kwa ya de sabia na nurse fo ne doctor fo nya adwuma na ye Ghana ni a no ho be kire no abra mo ko strike a emfa me ho me nya hwemfa ho me de kwa kwose next year. Who does that? Etino a nurse fo no strike for a whole year me boa aban no ateso ne health minister no woman nim ade we nsunsuanso de be ba daache kakra mponie ensunsuanso de be ba no kakra mponie hunu yi ahyase nie etisa we are incompetent na enei amamwon munim de uwa ontina ma sa niema we ensi na won konko kanta nurse fo ne se ene ye hwe next year. Who does that? Who does that? Abamu mperimfuo ene esase ye de mamu ansamotimi aye adwuma asom wo man no yamfa amamu amumbetimi aye adwuma no. Yay. There wasn't any proper consultation. Yambeti ase ene ye can say National Labour Commission akwakoje interlocutory injunction de abeto na sefo no se wo munya strike action no ana mo kire se Jack nya na abese trododo amaye ni o yenim ne ye de amaye ho abana wa bana ni da ho bone no wote won wo ye enti no mpese obefiye no enti ne sa interlocutory injunction amakoje de aba no ya moamoa de ahye dasbin mu momfa mu nsem hunu nyina ba bia mote no. That is it. Enti ba bia man Ghana ye kɔ no enie under a so called government one was oba ama Ghana for ho atoye no enie wempo ya ahyase ye anese for air strike say teacher unions no so e de abetum say on the 13th of June on book and research allowance na buy na this one entua wamo ebe keka ho and clearly when nyina no a signs of incompetency aban ebe ba 5 months sa niema we nyina no hete wo no na cha say we are incompetent yenim say in governance no say ye kwakoto aba aka ye the latter days and latter months ne akwakoto aba sesa wo ba mpani ana ya to obi su a na sa niema we eba enye say ya to aba ma 5 months na sa niema we eba na wo te wo ye hwe han we are incompetent. We are incompetent. Kasa no, kasa nkwa. Kasa lip service nkwa. And our bang way at the Magana for lip service nkwa no de my. Ye nyina wa say. Ye be hunu de air kwa kosi. Me pa chaw. Ade condition of service na nurse for no esu ho. Me o video bi wo ho a ene a nurse for no edi nkomo. MCR fa video no tu mame. Yakoba ne abebo Sam George de no. Etino fa nurse for video no etumu mame na yenkotie condition of service kura ene ya yekasei NDC Jo Mahama ban se wontimi fa ma omo emo nkonko ye adwuma enye amanfo nkwa na emomu no this next year January ansana watimi amiti sa condition of service
anum say nurse a wonji kura na nye 15,000 Ghana cedis na yenwa no ma wa Ghana no omo nkasa ban hwe emo madwana no panwurewu omo nkasa ban entu omo utility bills ma omo si omo ko hospital omo yare no omo ko hospital la aban hwe omo ni omo busia free omo si aban ma omo uniform allowances.
In case you don't know the reason why we are on strike, we are not asking for too much from the government. Any baby can see how possible say nurse in the area no ko hospital treska me na me area we no me area na insurance e boa na se me se maso to me ase bodo no o maso na me say okay mama nko yes special request na me ko mo insurance e na ye sure amozi clap ni e debe year drop mama me ko try make 236 something like seriously enti wait baby and baby can see you see a buy no and take care of our medical bills. Is that one too much to ask?
say nurse I want you cry na nye 15,000 Ghana cedis na yenwa no ma wa Ghana no omo nkasa aban hwe emo mo
nurse ni na dia tudwa no se nurse ni nu a wo sa amanfo yade no se wono ede na busua yade a ense se aban no agi ni sika facility no a wo ye adwuma mu na ense se wo mo gi ni sika but nurse ni yare wo Ghana ha facility kro do a wo ye adwuma mu no obekọ no yese kokotua wei enti no wono no edie emfasodie pa apart from ne busumi akatwa wonya no ana wonya from services a wo render dia ma ye ayafo no ye bisa asem enti we ye ade so a John Mahama ne health minister enti bi enya ma nurse for na wo get back to duty no wo nkonko gi amanfo nkwa na manfo wu na ewu no we ya ade eso chen eye de wo ade eso a aban ntimi nye yey aho ministries ahodo no ho nyina no mo benefit ministers ne MPs no and president no am article 71 for no some benefit as gracia mebua apart from that no allowances no nkro ne bed mamo no eno de say ye mebua etino adentina nipa no health worker no a wono no eti Ghana ha ne bosumi aketua fia so wa anu mu no se wono ayare a facility no a wo ye adwuma omu no agi ni sika ansan ya hwe ne yade ede a wo man na ye ne tantan sa no aho aka ndisi wo ba no aka research no ba be sesa niema mu eniema bi se na ka se research no wo de sesa research na wo ka no eniema bi we se no ana sesa nka wo be research na ye de sesa na so hwe de wo tu a wo kire next year ana betimi afofele sa condition of service ndi ama nurse for eti no until next year no wam be yade be kwa yade sabia nyina no the facility should turn them away wam nkofie no munkonko wu mebua yey nipa we mu ne ato ababo mo memu ase ya wam di o man so mprimprim na nurse for no so yamfa anya mo dua mo hombo mo dua mo hombo pa yamfa anya mo allowances ana NDC abaya woti so mprempren eka mu emre bia besere ko MPP na dan kwakufu ado ba na wo be revive allowance no ye ko to aba alawa ba ye mo ye videos on TikTok and on social media say alawa ne de mo ajepan so mo to aba ma MPP aban ene mo ne ye fanya mo dua mo hombo ye fanya mo dua mo hombo pa alawana de ya jinso ne nto aba enie nsusuanso na binie na refisa abato a aba ya to mamu ase no wo nsusuanso ana unim eni alawana bo ya ji o so ye nto enum anu mu twa ne ma na ado ne MPP aban no alawana bo ya ji o so ye nto really ashanse enie anda na dan kwakufu ado health workers e wo mamu ase be ka no kra na niema mu yede bom o ma ketua nsam krampo pagya kosoro na ban ba ye 10% pe already atuma ketua mu wo wi enso no what the 14.75% enyina monkane antum wo de aba ensuo 4.02% wo de aba ene auto fuel de gu ka mu a gallon bia no aban within ya o tiswe say what 450 pesos can you imagine this na ketua do to mu say 10%. Enti aba ye to o mamu ase aye kase so onsunsanso no esu onsunsanso ampa enie ena da ho no yes ena da ho no enti that is it one more say free time one more share strike yasi ewuo bi beba bia no me yemfa sobo no mo eye anesefo no yemfa mo aban wono na kura tumi nu a wakase ne condition of service no meji atum dia ye adwuma atua dia mamu a obetimi ayo ntino yemfa sa sobo no emmo no asem kuro ya bi na Sam George ko kan se president Adan Kwakufu ado pese otu galamse ase na obetimi atu ase ne ese se tumi ni kura no John Dramani Mahama so kan bi se tumi no ekura eye president Adan Kwakufu ado ntino galamse ko no sobo bi beba bia na yemfa mo eye president Adan Kwakufu ado ntene Wamu kwa de sabia ya tani o ma we nyina no esan se nurse ni no e pray for the condition of service aban a wotiswe se enya ade a wode sa ade no e ma o mo no ewuo bi e be free strike yimbeba bia no e ho sobo no ye kekere a ye de kosi president mahama aboboa no wode health minister na aboboa no ne ya ka chuom se mo manamontuo bone no e de sa ensusuanso we aba mo man ni mmiri wo mamu ase na sa afo ya to aba mo no wankasa mu a wambeka aduane de afo atiko de awura wanu mu aka ho etia no Sam George in opposition abra abandada ndi E-levy ebaye ene ye wo ye hu bi wo kom ye ase obiri konfo a se bia buru ni bodu ayira na ene ye ntua demonstration NDC fo e de hyehyɛ so wo mamu ase bi entia E-levy no eye a wicked levy tasa ye nti bi da eye widifo a levy ena adodan kwakufu ado e de aba etima ga na ntua na demonstration ase no ensem bi Sam George akeka ye no abusia enne aba besinsen ni komu MCR video na ready afatu mama ni enko tie Sam George.
Then there's more that we can do. Well, the point is simple. Nanado is an audio president. He's a soundbite president. He speaks, but he doesn't believe what he says. If Nanado tells you good morning, look up, you will see the moon. It's a government of liars. It's a government of dishonest and insensitive people. It's a government that has lost touch with the people of this country. It's a government that lies to his own people. It's a government that is insensitive, that is callous. This is an incompetent, clueless, arrogant bunch of people running this country into a ditch. The people of Ghana are going to show them the exit sooner than later. The E-levy cake seems to have angered a number of Ghanaians. Is that the same sentiment among the minority? Look, and how silly could they be to try and turn it around and say it was an NDC MP? I have dared the NPP last night, and I'm daring them again today. Thank you. They should name the NDC MP who sent the cake. That is a bloody lie from the pit of hell. If they are men of integrity, they owe this country an apology. When the Ghanaian people say we are tired of their taxation, you promised to move us from taxation to production. You have killed Ghanaian businesses that were already in production. You have imposed taxes on us than any other government. And when we are talking, you go and hold an ostentatious, lavish party and mock us with an E-levy cake.
Thank you very much.
As they say in G, Yami bet Shamuka. Then there's more that we can do. Well, the point is simple. Nanado is an audio president. He's a soundbite president. He speaks, but he doesn't believe what he says. If Nanado tells you good morning, look up, you will see the moon. It's a government of liars. It's a government of dishonest and insensitive.
Words are the choice of words I will use here. And the man, I don't quakufuado, and then I buy, and I say the NPP MPs in Parliament. Out here. And then we be so use the same choice of words that the manual. Try one tina baby out and cancel hunu because Nipanua and ne want to charge no no taba no to opposition what can they change sir a baby. Sabani de na enyo moja ne fa ne mu mebua. And that's afro we aba baimu sabia buru kasa sa 5 months in here ye hunu proper ana any improvement in governance. Mama ya sun kwa didi ade ade say esem hunu saa na mo ka de ache Ghana fo etiano no nipa we adano that your position E-levy ye ba ye say oye transaction net 300 Ghana cedi 1%, that is 1 cedi and ye tewo and on the almost say nye but 4 cedi 50 pesos a gallon of fuel no and ye ntua 1 cedi ye pe nya atwomofo. But the Western Regional Communications Director, Raisa Fuseni, Edi Enkoma. Director, good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
Anope Hunamuye.
Yamida Semen also.
Yes, Radom Yansu pa. Now, dear President Mahamane, ne Finance Minister, any NDC for Eddie Asinsen Yokumui. Well, did we expect a year, sir, tax way and a levy way? After say, one more opposition, one more chastising, you criticizing, you demonizing a year, the collection of a year E-levy, our memoirsy.
Osika, and I pay my Munchia, wash a phone, a two phone, you know. Now, to begin with, Lamon Fankia and Fama Chairman won to me. Lamentia, your flag bearer, former flag bearer, or Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia, and I pay Bishiomo.
Want to me radio.
Dishonesty, hypocrisy. Na washa aban we nima. Fi say NDC aban yedi kan ka Ghana for the omonni adepa edma Ghana. Na Ghana for NDC. Nkutumpu na omo propaganda omo ye across the country so tie Sam George in the West or you say the aban.
Yeah.
Aban are very insensitive. I should be apologizing to the Ghanaian people. What is that Sam George doing right now? Sam George should have been the first person to apologize to the Ghanaian people. Nakache Ghana for they are failing. Now, some of you can't know your propaganda. Nakache Ghana for. But I'm saying no more numbers who are parliament and to all vetting committee for apology for over the Bama Ghana for them. Not a problem, madam, not on Sansu, arrogant. Because on himself, comfortable than personal. Ghana for sorry, na anadwum da suom na amanfo ada yanim ho hwi yanim ho maate na ebosora anapa na yade E-levy abatu wabo there damade yade 1 Ghana cedi anasa yade 4 cedis 50 pesos at the 1 gallon of fuel there yentia because and this aban every power with 56% because of that and the more people are Ghana for. Now, on social media, no more do at some. I can say, 41% now. When you now there here no, on the aban after another Ghana for to aba either more monthly. The more pressure piano na Ghana yeto abadama NDC yeton Ghana de ama NDC ana into abandon na NDC tumi ever omo ye de omo pe na Ghana ha no obia ni ho ma oto boy na anota ye ka kila taxes ta omo de buy no me ya okay fuel cost no NDC focus say taxes ta over fuel no more fuel no cost because of that no yi taxes na enfemfi fuel no do. Now, ye can justify why the taxes cannot be removed. No, we can say ye will differ pa. Unless taxes are not worth fuel no do ya 4 cedis 20 pesos per gallon. And this is 4,000 the 4 cedis 50 pesos at the abaka home. Into 1 gallon of fuel about 9 cedis. Na driver for enura metie driver for no na nyame on kasoro wa na ebinumo to me justify what interview one now so 1 Ghana cedis denye hwe yan consider na yan fankan say omo de kan wa enye omo no mba tuanti because omo better increase for a lot of fare no mo apart e da magana ponte en fa driver for na no na aban fufuro no wo pa wan driver so e Ghana aban we wa abo so Ghana aban na tam amma passenger biala obokwa kofuro oboka bia no mo ye campaign din edite MP nde aban fufuro no waba drivers ne bi separately I say 1 Ghana cedis na nya shi wo montua but E-levy never buy no what said the San George kan and cedis and some say 1,000 cedis na ka wo spend every day bia no and also wo spend 1,000 cedis the mo ma me and also papa there you ever two only 10 cedis and that's who got tough 1,000 cedis you do 83 cedis because so 83 cedis na 10 cities then in the door
83 ne dɔɔso
na osika de bia na yɛsɛ ne mobile man
oh dabi sɛ no kra de opa on sende
yeah na ukra ampo wo send sika ampo sometimes we fit to send sika 1 month ampo no onye nsani na fuel so say
there be Alberto
every day
yeah
because there is no any driver over a commercial driver over to the car eye juma ma de asa na enyuburu wan ko feel in the car so already here no the car otua de ma aban enye sika kiso but ono eye Ghana phone este because aban fufuru no waba mahama aban no waba san say Ghana phone program mo say MPP ko hu aye ohi nsina omotu abadema mahama na de wo mo yi eye ade a oboboa Ghana man ana Ghana energy levy a omo ka ho asam say yam tie da mo sika no na yam fantia like no electricity engine no oji ba hama bi say sika na wo do no wo de kwakotia energy levy okay 2015 mahama kuya no ka say ndey yan tie mo na ma kane ya engine so na mfa ye ma na me boa
yes
Ghana for or increase electricity price over 200%. Ghana for today, like I never so net engine so. So about back, there yen fear more that can near engine so. Now everything about Omoya and then my lessons to dinner so for police against power 2024. I'm an MPP about it also cost for S2 electricity no bono. Enko now we are ending support the electricity increment 14% about Ghana to so almost say 14% no obande na it also pass a year tax door also the 1 Ghana to the tax of 1 liter of fuel now first increment 14% no more the buy no more the other. And to go to a buying way, okay, I say, remember Ghana is describing this particular beer the fastest pocket in Ghana.
Yes.
So people you or fast to them and there. Because the echo because Obandan feel no, you are passing under the certificate of emergency. Let the agency that they will hold my end. They say, "Oh, pass the bill one day." Our parliament, among part the best of a clock, no more parliament. Or who you are ma? Say every I the best no beer who say one guarantee the tablet of fuel. Therefore, the squad and Ghana fire and this. If there more years now, who yes now what also say another tax and and there's another tax that is also coming.
The
man the almost person yet and that's almost the ones to the 2 gallons of fuel. So why were they forcing drivers to reduce fuel and a lot of fare? Now almost a lot of fare, 15%. That's a year. Wafa back door. Essentially another tax about 2 fuel. So. And then, within 6 months of NDC government, the number of people who are going on strike, you know.
Yeah.
In the 6 months, Nana Akufo-Addo Namambu, good 4 years under Nana Akufo-Addo from 2017 to 2020. Now there was no single worker or on strike there. NDC just 6 months.
Wuntumi Radio.
Next is no more to almost a monk of Abayin Crampo or quick Omukas of Munko Abaya or Nunca on a oil minister and Kobabaka once a month or Dabrity. Ghana so no coming to Wasamo. 6 months under the NDC government. Juma Kran and NDC, yeah, opportunity to appoint there. The body in NDC was at the Omuye.
hwi ni wa be kire
omunnim se budget ya approve the more no sika no mo de den da mo budget na ya approve the more no sika no wan na market cycle da ho obi anfa nsan kan interchange da ho obi anfa nsan kan rawewa
that's right
na den juma pa na end for boye
omunya hweye
na yesan so sorry ya na omo so the bills the abatu Ghana for so say yentua because omo di omo tough well and say yeah the omo the fuel a price not to so Ghana for the betu yentua for omo can you even imagine there the minority leader and the majority leader from the NDC side ever catch Ghana for there only one Ghana city
one city
can you imagine one city pay and Ghana for this one our month after the so what is there who cut off well just one city try obi na analysis so come am ka some ncho
okay
ne pa ko dey businessman okota 15 trucks or the business now 15 trucks now or load of fuel each car be for 700 and 700 liters na 700 liters now omo fa no na omo ko no omo babaka or calculate tax about 2 for 15 trucks no tax about 2 on top of that 15 taxes everything to be on bako no baba bia no or 10,000 Ghana yes Ghana citizen 10,000 Ghana citizens that's how huge it is ade one be na sapade ye there all your businessman nti the tracks are okoba nti sika nka obadi ade ahwe number oba tue ne bicycle fees oba ya na wada ahwe ne family na aban asin nsa agi ne da ma de wase mama yankan me sora na pana mo fuel station na mo to fuel aban ejima about 200 Ghana cedis alai into 200 Ghana cedis no even for say 3 days bi am koto fuel 3 days bi am koto fuel 200 Ghana cedis no times a month ahina aban ojimi into osika ya press conference na ye no ya ka na da chere Ghana for there and this for say ya pipi ma wo hu there the mo ya no oye yo oye Ghana for yo there and I'm going to say Ghana for so grandpa no one hu there what to abadama in this abam boni to say President Muhammad there ono ye kan ni na the masema ye kan ni na no on pa no ho what is that papa na comment afa ho say Ghana for you say Ghana for you say ya the ye kan ni na ampa no ho de opese oye na no ye na ye ka say Ghana for the papa onya de obokọ election to biu na omia ukwanwa omia na fi because onya de ono obasam eba so say to abafama no Ghana for anti ye de shedensa the way ye nyina say papa no onya de obasam aba so say to abafama no na onukura mpo a onko elections biom nti omia ompo a onka no
yes ye kan Ghana for anti onu na sisiala onsi papa na nkesa nko onka ho asam bia nti mesre ye me Canada Ghana for omo ensore ne nyina ye demonstration kase fa so hu some E-levy demonstration or say ye ntua demonstration that was the title of the demonstration yes
yentua and he's enjoying the same government or no dey a friend saying huge taxes and about to fuel so say yentua no he's enjoying with some Georgian tough fuel
yes
and Nkano was he fighting on behalf of Ghanaians or he was fighting for himself Ghana for man was he fighting for himself or he was fighting for Ghanaians and Eko year man now, no choir government, abai a minister, on top well, on combanity, and what is I'm John Catabiuma. NDC for ye did na E-levy na COVID-19 tax. Ọba ya wo mo yi load ni E-levy fi hɔ no no mo tete ekiri hɔ no ho sɛ Ghana fo no agye no no mo fa kwatu kwan so omo san so kofa E-levy e da basem na E-levy na anu e din post ni E-levy na omo ye tete sɛ omo ye fi hɔ no nti Ghana fo the 419 government we to the bottom government we akron fo a omo hyɛ government no ma na omusha abu se de ebe ya ombotumi ayubia Ghana no ye betena ho ahwe wandama na asif de ya ton Ghana eda ma omo de omo pebe amotumi de Ghana ye omu yue no omu jaka eka puduo to ho no na omu kwa na abanfufo ba na se oba no obotu edam ka na nyina energy levy na oka ho asam na energy sector eka ba na omu jato ho 2.5 billion Ghana cedis. Yabba no what then na akufado complain say kana omoja to 2.5 billion Ghana cedis na no other one as a cano or the 2 Ghana for so say yentia dem e cano what then na akufado aka one
no
now so on manage until the last time I catch the na akufado nim say energy sector na oyes ka 70 or appointed minister for energy or appointed deputy minister for energy in charge of finance na akufado manigi ya mafuwa no friends electricity the engineer swa 8 good year then see ma yaba ya within 4 months within 5 months within 6 months no mo no can you engineer engineer so 24 hours then see so who are Ghana nia you must know the difference between NDC and NPP abandon obi ba ya ono manage fuel 8 years o na obi ba ya ono say o check na abo na wo mu makotua meanwhile the minister for energy abugina po agina ho ka che Ghana for there oba within 100 days oba make sure there aye inefficiencies oka ho ma ya losses ya chama Ghana for tua no within 100 days he's going to make sure that all leakages ni nyina wa filling ni nyina
yes
important there is how many days na your way like on the about to me and you still a minister and ya NDC abanya one over to my the
well director
see Osika my member say there Ghana for me through the press conference at minority here no doesn't end there one may organize the demonstration cause see the infantry NDC no more who says so we implemented that tax number or implemented tax no na yen set record na Ghana for who say wo mo ye no minority nuanje ho Ghana for nuanje ho nti to because no mo yampa na e da akatua na e da mo for years to come that is what I am proposing that the minority should do so we should go beyond the press conference organize a demonstration organize all the drivers let them demonstrate to the whole world there the NDC for nuanje
very well
it will be on record that we have protected against it and then NDC didn't listen. So that we can pay them back in 2028.
Director, my nasi adope obrero wadaje. Right. And you know, the Western Regional Communications Director, or also a dean of all regional communication directors, Yera Isa Fuseni, and in a D and Komoro Obrero, some 52 minutes gone past 7 and che or Chemabani Abne Betinas and Amde Kwankra Tamubo Swaba. But I told me there be bisa mu. Mo amuto data kesiye mu di ye adwuma no. Na watwi ya mu no, ma unsa ya to data buo mu ana. Ma unsa ya to data buo mu aga na ha na. Meme de me sonkra o. Me sonkra. Sa akwaya wada TV su no hunya mabufu chen wo bia wo Ghana ha sei. Wei when was it a year in a channel no meboa in opposition na na year in a channel 4-5 months into government I will nya a year communication minister Lexus 2025 a year version and now where our damu no ni pe kura me yake kambo mu ba ye enfie edua want me ento eswa ne we free opposition aba ba mu ntino within 4-5 months, you know, where Timmy Atosa can them. Sankrofo ya na eti opposition na kamu say aban dada no ewia Ghana sika aban dada no nwe Ghana fo ho aban dada no your family and friends aban eti Ghana ni no ebrem po a aban no oteso ne nte na mo bisa se Ghana dokoro bo etimi to ana ne ajeso da bi entimi nto fam go bo etimi to E-levy no betia na yes yentua data bua ye tentente wo Ghana ha say e mane na so mame ama papa ya oda TV sui e ka say the former communications minister Mami Eslo Usu Akufu e nupa boni na ministry ho no o managing to send ne ye ho ne ono ankasa ne business entity na Eslo Usu emuade Eslo Usu e gwa Eslo Usu asensan contract ahodo ama ene ya yekasai data yentimi nto Ghana ha sei nipa no oda ho no ye mo de na to TV no so no ho asem na be kan and mu just left right center me tibuo data bo den atianto abentia obi na yemfa mo mra mo ba nyame ncha de so wa kasa fa eye Mami Eslo Usu ho no wo ba ya de wa ye communications minister 5 months in year 6 months bu data what is saying adanu na ye ko bisa ya unya kukuduro be kansem hunu kire Ghana fo se data bu aye cheso no wo na o gina ho no enye se wo de pen and paper na e tworo ne ati data bu so enye sa na ne ma te na says really na wo nim sa ana wo ka ebufu sam ne abotesam di ntro erugu nyonko so no and now by what set committee say yan hwehwe data bu mu wo Ghana ha say na ye se betimi ate so a committee na wie na djuma abosome nsia mu ne yawurai yenya ensunsanso bia free committee no a wo Sam George a odiwe wo setting app no and na data bo ya se ya pagya bo no mu no obi kura ka se enye 350 o enye 330 o enye 350 ne ya pagya mu ne free 350 no ekọ na mu enti obi Twitter post nie and we enye we pe enipa bebre no a ena Twitter say Sam George increase data prices e wo Ghana ha say enti dia no aka January mu a obey minister no say data price to go down by end of this year no Sam George no waka say asem ne ya say what to data boom say afuwe we bunch of liars wo no a wo da ho no a wo so ye minister no kura do wa mu no kura no a wo te wo kura do wa no wonsa ho nte enso nya kuguduro gina baabi e kan nsam a ensase e kan de kire pani e de kire na adan kwakufu ado wo ye hwan yey Sam George wo ye hwana emfaso bia ni minister no a ye de ma wo ne so emfaso bia emma so ma Ghana ni ano de chese kasa de denko ani sem hunu na ati na aka o ga se baabi ade akwakohye no e lip service ana dede sa memwo ne dede ene kasa sa NDC Sam George wanim guase o na afam ho no wa kire bia bu nya tumi a o kasa ba hwe anu yie oso betiti data bo so by the end of this year yes agro be so afira no panka Frimpong no ankanya ade afim mpo ya tutu data bo mu Ghana ha say and so 5 months within a year no aye wo mu aso betiti data bo so no what to data bo mu Ghana ha say wo ba ye no we effectiveness at the ministry air de we ya minimum person President Mahama Emma KPI mpo a and once one now why kunkuntan as the president was will be anto abama we what way won kontompa o kan to obi so no wo bi tro sa nsem ne bi dia fa ho a wanya akukuduro se nipa no apologize no retract na sa de ne be court fa ne court wo no se bia buru anya abodamfo de guo o di wasem di kan court ana woni bem ye entino court na da okọ way minister communication minister way useless minister for that matter useless minister ne tikutu no esiso no sabia buru amamuo mu nyansa ne nim de bi nimu no obi a ne yere hwɛ ne de esi de ne de whole ministry am ne sɛ wo manage ma me fancy na na ebnada ma chef gu nso aka ho otu omamu ase ansem hunu nko ana abete wo ote wo se de data boyden tie nto abanti obi ya to abeti ane de wa ba beto data buo mu Ghana ha aye kokoti pompom fe ne nam ho ama obeti so wo ye hwan aye ye fancy teacher union so be answer utag tutag setag say book and research allowance no abanya wotisuwe immediately one tria say book and research allowance no mfa ma omo anya sa wo mo be call strike June 13 Ochababa ye research mame nanado abresu book and research allowance e bi ka mu a what what dey mame na ye hu the difference between NDC and MPP aban say chine bi no ye ka na ya kira manfo no say ye wonyina so nti a ye ka sa asem no na ye nyina ho ma nipa bi mu embe dada manfo no enyi 2 minutes free wo mo nsa no emfa 2 minutes nya de o mo pe awo mamu ase two tag ne you tag ne set tag fo eno mo demand payment of their book and research allowance yes sir nationwide strike 13 June on beko anase fo nso gufie enipa ewu adriver fo nso so on beti atua eti aban ba ko a wo baaye wonye incompetent. Why can't you manage all these groups? We are incompetent. Ya can't so me yanka. Na food soldiers in social media. Eke kan kwasi asem sa. Food soldiers in social media. Kan sem hunu. Krakra de anim nyina aka ho. E de entia, mo ban na aba. Wa ban ba ye no 5 months nie. Wa uti wo no, wanya adwuma ye. Wa ban na mo adwuma ye. And now I say school feeding program no contract no ya de be ma NDC ma no a wo mo bu ajo ma ha ma ni win 2024 elections no wa man ya ye chichiri enie NDC pe e with different mo denfo ne ato aba ma omo abna machi
ya wofa
oho ye
ofa nyame adome ho ye na odi ne
nyame adom
anope waso Japan
se na ebnada
na ebnada
masanso ahye fugu
sa pepepe mane adwebro because of won say safo no eya ne omutumi di ye amanfo no mo de wontumi nyina no eya no wo makoma na nhyada ye we sa nti wo de ye ne boko ma wo mu why ye ne boko sam George ye tumi ye wi yase ate so ye tumi ye wi yase ate so
era de scam fo pa
say na ye fi say ye de anu ene ye de bu man mpanimfo so na ka say wo de wano do wure ya na ebi nwo nti enu bi no mu de do wura wa bra no mu opposition afei ene wo mankasa no mu nsam a wo mo kan ye no wo fa equity a wo mo within just 5 months wo fa hwensem ahodo NDC for kan ye wo opposition national sakwa ba sia be chichire wo mo ntumi yi anumpo because wo fa ne wo kan ye na wo ba ye no wa ba ye no eden pa na wo be kama Ghana ni no ate ase what can I say na data boy din network no so nsan so nya papa na ene ma me yesle wusu wutwabo ma me ya so na wo bo no homodene ena nyame ncha de wo fa woni nyame beye
nyame de
wo ba ye no that same ministry na wo fato no wo so criticize ye wo bra no wo position no some ministry no ene de ama na akwakoda ho
yes
yenhwe ye rasa okuje tabla kwa abra na wo foreign affairs committee no so parliament so ne wode ya aban dada no
yes
I can't own some. I can't say papa. I rent a private jet to Jerigu Ghana for so. Into one was a wabine eba. Nas woman a yes, I didn't be. And now say what dog Ghana do tea. Or be resigning. What for say just 4 months into your government. Not the same thing. I didn't be a see. I think so. One could that Musumi so mobile Jane. And we say when even when we are in opposition, and your Bibiana was to make us it.
That is it.
Your Bibiana was what they ought to be kind. When to yanka say intia as an honorable man that you call yourself, you should have even resigned. Na Ghana for un say no kre What they would Ghana. As well. And this should be a lesson to MPP for us. Bibi or why? And you be another criticize you. Because when you say, dear pan, dear, I can't do away with it. Into a big can. Now I'll be no idea.
Okay. What's your number?
Oscar.
Machi.
Oh, me do so.
Yet to say.
Oh, Yami Adam, Cremonisi Jazaka Laura Hiren. You don't have
nice one.
Yeah. Nice. 2 and Saturday 2 and 9. As a chairman to me, you release no 2 and Saturday 9. Be I come.
That's right.
Money be NC.
Okay. Wait, you man white to me, I am my yepa. Young quay.
Yes. But as I am a cost one. But as a Ghana for your steady baby, the attendance and this a member. So, one opposition. Offer sector back. No, I said that Casa Hunsa. Say, a bino also no the way in a young pa. What the Shadaka said, and yet. Your propaganda against Nyabano eye. The people who Shadaka say and yet. Sanam who womo. Because a crime war ends a member pa. Some ba abemua. Baby a wokasa pano. Near Henny at Waka show. Whether with or without certificate, you know. You're never call. Because my leg was entirely yes, Wakasa power, deputy communications officer. Ever go to baby a member no so, ever bargain so. And then you don't go to why at the end of the day. You go home as a certificate cry. Sam George, Casaban Waka Samfa, a digitalization communication. All because who are players say, a bindable on fan of question, but only him dear BR. And John Draman, my excellent son also need Suba and Aqua say, as it here. O Casawo, sector be who are pa, not Waka show. Naga, somebody Vegas and a good board or no question. He knows that somebody him good with maybe but you to know so that yet. Directly involved in this mine and near you know. In the embassy, you think was all no you to know enviable, no for good in the mara, nay dealing good, you know. What I say, friends, Oguja Tabla, foreign affairs, 7 in the Ben and no why, Chemoswa, and yes, sons and sending you may be a Ibia or call a civil aviation for allegedly. Acquired information be Ghana airport company for allegedly. Acquired information made by 2 mountains, Wakasa Rantra, got 7 in the Ben or. A friend is saying foreign affairs. You know, I this a member now. I say I F. As a bit, you know, be to be moved in idea. Let's come maybe just a minute on that. Book and research allowance since 2020. And on my penny, and I don't go fuado. I want to say no. Place importance on research to the academia.
That's right.
Because Sabi Nipan Bachelor, the Yenya, when you go, I saw to me, so you movie count near there. Now, on the 29th of May 2024, I was Sinai. Jumedia no Mudi, no, a 3rd Biennial Applied Research Conference. I was a year Technical University of Ghana, Omunanka Bum Komushaye, and an Omuya Senshim Diano. Oman Kasim, I was Sinai, or Kasimbi. Was say, okay, Mammy Kutin, but my main council was say, the president said, this at the opening of the 3rd Biennial Applied Research Conference of the Technical Universities in Ghana, in Sunya yesterday. Indeed, the Akufo-Addo government places importance on the payment of research and book allowances to academia, recognizing the critical role educators and researchers play in the national developments. So therefore, he has allocated over 700 million Ghana cedis for the book and research allowances for lecturers in tertiary educational institutions. President Akufo-Addo has said to cater for a year 2020 and about 2024. Our cancer we know 2024 mampeni ekasa asimu ya no omo yeshimo no na wa allocate over 700 million Ghana cedis say yemfa emma a teacher fo no na for their book and research allowance na obi anu say MPP nsu fra ba mu January 2025 into no 2024 to aba no na sa ekani na no NPP aba na den wa cater for the book and research allowance because report we buy on the May 2024 that is 29th of May 2024 which means we cater for 2024 so ina NPP fra be mu no na omunde a teacher for mu kira de wo universities ahodo no book and research allowances no na wo omunde wo mu kebia with respect to report here any nhyemde omukodi ye osunyan so mo nhyemde a that means a report we no correct but say no correct so mu hyemu on the 29th of May a report by 30th of May there that it means say NPP aban no wonumutua all the book and research allowances to teachers in the technical and the university educational sector 700 million Ghana cedis over ana mo de ma teacher for some fintia.
Do you know sir NDC are buying under a John Kroya or Tishwe book and research allowance or buy no what an sabe kekai
meti bibisa
yes in a year I think that in the first term no so wo be kam wo so be ya ndie you what an sabe kekai e ye no to kan e wo mamu ase under President John Mahama the first term no it took Ardan Kwakufuado and or buy ya or be restore ye esanso de bi sikani bi ya dia e ka ho de ma wo mo sure. Na nansi a ofri abamu no wo ba ya esan woni ye bone ani adwen bone a wo ma akyerɛkyerɛfo nti no wasan so aba ahye woni ye ma na ase ene se wo mo sound a word of caution ade ama president re say hey Jack wa ba bia mboa ye kai wo pa de odi ye bra unya akwanya besom ye no wa ba no sa na wo ye January February March April May ye wo June mu 5 months nie kapre onfa emaye say fa nkonkoya research entino ye kai wo say immediately went ya 13th June ye nationwide strike enti e kan bi kire say NDC aban no ankasa no now onye prepared to govern this country. Yeah. That is it. Yeah. No onye prepared. Now onye prepared yet. Was why prepared there. What no position for 8 solid years. And the BM and a nay. One million for home. Now one pen puma sibra bra out your position. Now buy you know. And yet mistakes are oh yeah, you know. What's answer a ye BM. In any case. One woman share governance a quite no. Abambia no. Enya the second term one. Na ye akatuna broni ekotoa ba. And a strike actions.
Yes.
A kosu bebre.
The way they are starting them.
And you know, now say 5 months in here under John Mahama sa strike ni sa we no ashasia. Na che say we are incompetent. That is it.
To the highest level.
To the highest level. We are incompetent. Amamo no hunu dia wo fanye. Amamo mu adwene ni nyansa ni dia no. Sabi mpreduasa. Woni bi. Yes. Wo bi betena so na how no wo jade ato. Wo ba de no ye fa ho. Wan so vo. Eti no wo no a wa ba no. Ade na se wo ye.
So to us.
Yeah. You don't sit down and wait to say a teacher for the best sound a word of course in the amount say on this date when to a Canada on what your cost strike.
Was going to say John Dramani Mama and the end is Omuntia. Oh yeah, because of Omu and it's true. Me will report to me the national president of the University of Teachers Association or say John Dramani Mahama and Adrian say Omodo say Ebeka the book and research allowance no. But Omujine mu yera a year Charles Ofusumafo. Omujine Omana so sabre no eka se tiaye. Ama John Dramani Mahama say in the lead up to December 7 post, Vice President Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia has stated the ruling MPP party will restore the book and research allowance, which means that NDC for ISC yentua into Wambufu nti yesi ye cancel some nya dia and yentua ni yentua. Which means NPP ban will be restored dia. Na NPP asan fra bemu dia automatically it means say NDC omo yeden womuntua nti no omo hunu the essence of research in the educational sector san NDC for no omo hunu the essence of your research for what but what almost or the billions of cedis and I do call the presidency some the research billions of cedis and do call presidency some the research so sem faso ni research so a ga den no man penin utra billions of cedis eko what na say ye fanya research for what reason
okay osama enyina ye wo mu na achecheafo no ommo ho kwan ma akoyi a wakotena shipes authority elidi wo mu di nsem hunu wo Ghana ha no saafo ni nyina na ene o kire mu nyansa se wa ride on mu integrity e de enya position e wo ye government mu entene wontimi nka bi mamo yes wontimi nka bi mamo and he is a disgrace that is all. He is a disgrace. He is a disgrace to academia. I am saying it on authority. That guy in particular is a disgrace. What pa baby o pe bi o fa menko. Me ba ba yimi hu ano. This is you could what ko de ne me yira wo ba mu ase.
No ko be 1 week o. Hey, let me so boom. 5 years.
2 weeks simple. What for the red list as well? Yeah, hey.
Anyway, go catch another by entrism navi. I am created by Nanope. Why?
You offer Eda say, and cratch and you some near to one with the cabo bobo, so yeah, beer. Now, your best shall see Eddie a free the daily searchlight go acratinum. And ye so do any trim ever confirm not she abain ayaris habia, and ye. Ayafu wo ban wo kwani dodo na nso ho aye mo papa padentia anes force wo eco strike nti OPD sa hodo ni nyina ya shutting down obie ni wa wo ye adwuma na nurse ni ama me show for doctor ni be dia mo weduro aha krata fe to sum yinu e wo daily searchlight and di we di ba ye na ene na BEC nsehwe no wo chena bia na na se chena no mo shase womo dia ko I think a Wednesday na be shase chena aha ye tire mu san kwada womo kwatena se atro BC nsore no 600,000 Ghana Education Service for ene di we edi e ba ya eno so ye kan wasem e wa ha na yera anan ankoma ene wo ka kira ban so mo dia se obetumi asset up Independent Natural Resources Commission e wo oman mu daily searchlight go akrata no emu nsam eni enanope
Anopa yɛmfa the Democrat friend no Ghanaian Times, the most authoritative newspaper. Yɛmfa entwaso. Na Ghanaian Times nso ba ma ne yɛsɛ ne abana kanoa. Na ohwɛ ayasabe ahodo no a. Ayɛ stand still. Bibia nko bibia mba. Ni na ne sɛ anasefo no wɔn gye awo no se o mate etua. Ɛno nsɛm ɛda katafa to so edumienu page 12. Anum sɛ no pay. Na yɛma mpani John Dramani Mama His Excellency nso akasa o kyerem sɛ district directors no sisi an obamba ba mutumi bi. Tumi ode bama mu nyina ne se benya tumi aboro so na matumi di aboa grassroots no na omo so tumi omo kasa on beka no etumi eduru mpenufo enimu eno tia no nsem so anopai Ghanaian Times ekruchire ede abana nto aso
me to aso ede e free the daily analyst the business analyst ko akrata no osi shaping economic decisions na wo hye ko akrata no enimu aye kire se ene Ghana yeni abri ye pa ye hye nimu se be ya African Growth and Opportunity Act no ye betumi assign a renew ene Minister for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry ma me eguso woni mpanifo edi nkomo na ne nyina no say US for tariff mu sensamo wo mu kine senya besa ade cheni ade sei na Trump no bufu ye wo so me increase tariff dia ma o menyi enu nti ye bomodin ase ye push no so the business analyst edi aba na Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association say ne odi kan boss no ye say aban no wo mu kotena ase di nkomo na ne wo mu demand na aban se wo mu ntwen nkopim 2026 na mo se hene 2026 de ne yeso ebetine fi 2026 ne dru so a yakọ na yakọ akosanya awodo ewo ayaresabia no so mu kire mu se proposal ne de enya ntom gitumu a enya de ebeye ye business analyst enim nie Yera Moses Asaga ena ye kire mu se sabre no na ekwa koye titine ni e de ama Public Utility Regulatory Commission board no eno so ewo ha UTAG tutak ene setag ne ina no achechere fonka bo ku ewo omaimu omu ina se omu etu etua adentia ene a book and research allowance a delay womu echi aban amfama womu a bosum ya ye womu ne de tosudu miensa Friday aha omu tutua business analyst
and unu bi yare obebi yare odishe bi yare ya titinum na wonso fasa no sanse be hospital na adotafo we credit adotafo nim anasefo na omobu adotafo yi odwuma no omo se omo ate etua na the New Republic the Bokrata revealing the bloodlines and pay the Interior Minister Yera Muntaka Mubarak Mohammed M-Cube ni foni edaha wo chemu se wale ene binduri wo de oshenda to omo so ni na na se yesi ate se etuo bi France atoto na ayentokwa bi a wodada no ena o mansan so asakire mu na ohwa asabe as Interior Minister nso fudi so Roma ho kwan ma yenkunkunkunkum ye ho ex NPA board member bi nso ene ye ntia se ende wakwakoto OSP ne krata enum a ye hwenim so meton sade afre no na obi so kirem se enipa nam a ye hwe akwakopiemu ewo NPP amanya kuonim ni na no se aye party chairman bi nei wakwakoshe bush o dwana kwakwakoshe bush over Baomia plot area kasa kwon bi no maka no hanom say ye government launches all out war on corruption into what we nim say we di aman sika no fa sho trim say aban we say obeba no aba be kiro anopeweso na memegina na mede de Bokrata memede no adiesie
na enya me nso me de the chronicle ko wakrata no e de to aso ne kro yenso no me nso me betu apo e wo medie nim na chronicle de se ne de bia wo ye no no eye ya na wapanya me asem baako na wode abata ho na enne ne wode ba ye eye Isaiah chapter 1 verse 17 osimu nsua papa ye na mo nhwehwe atentene ne mo ntenetene omimfo munima ewusia na mo mpre nye ekunafo amen nyame asem ni o na asema wode abeta ho ene se NS any IGP fo IGP ene wo mu etoto asre se ene wo hwe Ghana Lebanon Islamic Secondary Schools ahodo na wo mo brepa adentia wo fa Ghana ni tumi sore nim se asase de ye school we dia na wakwakotena so no wone nkwada no epre nti enam so nkwada no wo mu nya hoto e wo schools ahodo no enti IGP en wo mu efre ne so wo moden so obetumi aye bibi edi afa wona sa afoni ntu wo mo na wo fa wo ye den kwobobo ke so bi asase so abra wonim say you don't have the legal document kire say ye wo dia you don't ask any permission be wan say mu piempia squatters na kwa na mokro enti wo mo nya papaye mo nya ne mo je ne nya de boa na ne ka wo biom so ne say Yera kojo upon kroma ofansa you be a member of parliament no was dum so levy no ebe dreni Ghana for fe beche Ghana for munsuo papa na mo se dum so ma ye dum so levy free mfa mo se aban papa abanti na fu abu akofam na abu akofam wade nti na wasa mo san fa back door na mo de bi fu from beka ho was ebe che Ghana for munsuo ankasa ye hwe ni mu se ene ye benya 5.7 billion Ghana cedis edi every sadum so levy ni mu eno so ye di ababetoa ene ma me vera oye bram labi ene ye kire mu se Ayakrado so no so babegina se national youth organizer e de ama the new patriotic party amanu kunsi bie kwan no tumu a obekwa kofan krata the chronicle.
Okay, Mayana wase kedo for yata abusuafo petition National Central Bureau and afa CCF for a year kedo for yata emfoni ni din a special prosecutor Tibon Koso no ade akwakoto Interpol red alert so radi yesu kana afa de agro ye ni super de ti o memu ha o chese ensemhunu nko a ensemhunu saa kwa etino abusuafo ne se sabia buru saa ensemhunu ne ade genjan no a akwa na efre no special prosecutor na ye no ene eye National Central Bureau NFA CCF emomoden na womo enka bi mom no mo kwadelete sansem hunu ni mfiri ho be pa chawo sidi no adwo mahama ne atofo sense womo ahwa ama na ba fom no anope ya chaki ye no sidi na hiri kwa 11 cedi 60 pesos ready aha and da hon we adom FM publication enti cedi comes under some pressure. $1 equals 11 cedi 60 pesos. Sapper for one way. Montier way, mammy. Why?
Imam for mo so yina ma party no. Emu bi wo ha 8 years yanko mo bi.
And that's where you're going. So didn't they know this? So let me put it this way. For the past 20 years, we have been fed constantly by both parties with all kinds of numbers and analysis of energy economics and fuel dynamics and all, which we don't care about. And at the end of the day, you see crass incompetence. Meanwhile, Samson, as this goes on, the people in charge, the ministers, the politicians, are making millions of dollars over this crisis. Felix just said something. He said, if ECG collected 100% of all revenue, it will still be insufficient to pay the energy debt.
The experts have said this.
Yes, I know that too. That is the definition.
Indeed, Ato is forcing. You see, where Adum FM online publication, CD no and they trading at 11 CD 60 pesos to $1. Abani making any bullet payment to be higher for 2 agreement. I got the phone so more dollars and no set one more quack with Digra Ewa Mononia for 2 agreement. Abani ma contract to be higher for 2 agreement. The entire contract is a kind. They make you bullet payment to be higher. For 2 trim. A 2 is indeed forcing. That's right. Yes. I don't know. Yeah, dear. Yanka say Puduoshi. I will be a bed in the Chris Labi Boate, incoming Western Regional second vice chairman of the new Patriotic Party. Chris, good morning.
Yeah, me dear.
Apomwe.
Yamiado.
Ya danyami asepa. O shirt in so efe. O shirt na efe pa.
So what would
That's right. Where Moro one?
Moro, Janope Bijaboro. Bijaboro.
Oh, Moro Mamenchiao. Moro Mamenchiao pa. Na Chris, woman who's one mammy materials and so your friend say.
Winifred.
Winifred and so your chiao. I want no fijai won.
No fijai.
Okay, Winifred no fijai and pay. Team na no. Chiao. Moro so yeah chiao. Chris.
Asemen ka just enche.
Enche.
Who be first.
That's reality.
Your friend say anche no.
But Moro. My mentia Moro ne yere. My mentia Moro.
Who say the Philip pa?
Yes.
Who say last year call no.
That's right.
Your friend you know duplicate buy.
Yes.
To me one Moro na yere we hu. Say ukọ Kasaro dujum. Na ojine ba umia
t-shirt. That's right.
Onu kwa oche nipa 1000 wodwum ho.
That's right.
Adia ode ye NDC man. Wo honum no. Enti moro na yere dia meti no so a.
Yeah, sorry.
Me sorry. I solid.
Yeah. Too much pa. Nyamishan. Chris. Ghana to say.
So wa kekebi. Wa kekebi anope. Na media asembia Dennis Miracles okaye about a month ago. Honum na me family intro no efi. Time CD no the performance against the dollar and started say appreciating. And say okojoy a news file or something. And I can say, oh, Omo can say, and yet a buy no effort on your own yarding. Or no, or the credit in a buy no. Say, a buy no, na see the no appreciating. But okay, no. And this is for no man tinasi. What I say? Oman tinasi. And I started. I don't pay why you Minyaji pa. Atu force in there. I was Atu is forcing.
Atu is forcing.
Oh, wonderful, Ipa. We are look to Chakakra now.
Ane.
And I'm saying rhymes near Suano place and Atu forcing. Atu is forcing.
Atu is forcing.
Interesting. 80. Yenya who say confuboni no. Because the chronoshia. Yes, we are Timubi.
That's right.
Until the end year, we will not wish this government evil. We wish them well. But propaganda, no. Also. What is it?
Yeah.
Because say propaganda, no. Also, sir. Na Bibia, and say we take credit. Now we person we take credit, no. And now John Mahama Namha or say, it's a Siano. Yen gold a year Bank of Ghana no. And no na mass say naira solid against the dollar.
That's right.
Meanwhile, no also wouldn't him say gold year Bank of Ghana and no na yade support cedi no. Pinano adodankwa abaya etwemuko.
That's right.
You understand?
Yeah.
MPP by 8.1 tons.
Yes.
Omufi abemu na over 30 tons.
That's right.
Mobile Monfa 1 ton ponye day enka ho nti aba ne sen And as a John Mahama kujina baby no ko kase gold na ye one Bank of Ghana no na massive na solid na NDC for moji credit no. You understand? Yeah. But miracles say mo dey mo fa credit no Emma omo. Because what body maybe so say a man na almost say omo dollars omo dey call amano no go find the amano. Almost start here. Early days yet. Yes. Omo be start here September ho no mo eko. What you say? Me no kasa sisi ano. 1.3. Even book and research allowance po. You tag for a day. Ekeka omo.
That's right.
What you say? Enra contract be supply no nia me bi. I say oye payment kakra me. I say Chris, this say for police no be me. Because ye payment be anya day. MI. Yeah. What I say? Yeah. Now, so when him say Ghana so there, Krombe one of the key areas about Krombe the party say abayetua contractors car.
That's right.
Because contractor say abayetua contractor car, otua ne workers car. Na ne workers so be no go free am nyama wo nyaro akwa dey. It no sika no pass na trickle down. E ma economy no dey. Yeah. What I say? E go for that buying here dey. Entu a omuke me so dem na me supply contractor me ko fa o baby o nipa no otwe me you understand nipa no otwe me my friend contractor o say yentu a yenka entelo abai no nye major payment be yet. And then one other key is abai no so po ensan major contract bia.
That is it.
Ontu a contractors ka e car e kada da ho no ntua o moka no ono so po bae no on sign ye den e ma contract bia
Untumi Radio 101
na say abai start say or spending on these areas and then ya be hwe it miracle say credit no mfa ma omo because you nim bia e boka go see sooner than later.
That is it.
This is by way of introduction.
Very well.
Ma me fe chia ahwefo anopi na me nka nchira omo say omofa omoyure enkoso nche MPP mu party no guso toto niama sooner than later no bibia be fine.
Okay.
MPP be safa into papa Ifra.
Very well.
Because him say Ghana betum power it is the MPP or the MPP. Party be any odio.
That is it.
That's it.
Yeah, so yeah, that's it. Chris, anopai ma observe ade bia me pese yetimi pagyan community free ho. Wo mo sua eye amamuo aduru ba bi no. Wono me di nkomo mbechia wo se aban bia no second term in office akabe bia 1 year ana 1.5 year to the general election ena yehunu eye strike ne demonstration ne sa eniema no eye way to see say aban a waba foforo first 5 months strike wa ha demonstration wa ha we wa ha emprempre aye ka say
minia minkawa no you see nyawo kewe hu obo no tofa broni say your friend goodwill.
Okay.
Abai bia ba fofora onya goodwill from the people. What I say?
Yeah.
And then answer. Me di eyibi to me status. Registered Nurses and Midwives Association strike. And then I bisa John say, John, it seems the goodwill has eroded so quickly. Goodwill, no? I eroded so quickly. Na, mamin kasa mjiro. Many nurses be akasa.
Untumi Radio 101.3.
And na some kacha me say, wo ose wuniska. Now appointees echiche dollars. Wuniska. Wo appointees is so. Say say a public office na occupy. Inti omo bibia so no yanim. What I say? Inti yanim say obeti say sami jenfi. Per arrangement a fan or gold board no on starting person urging the salary. It is soon and say see a woman no ono sa dollars na ocheche no onya wo he
anese phone na ebisa
you understand na omo ka ekosi say me the video be send you.
Yeah.
Secretary MCR for Aboma Ashafo tie ahwe etie insebe wo mu a. What can I say? Time Adodam kwa baye twem odi E-levy call parliament no. Atu forcing as majority leader any John Jinapo as spokesperson on energy. Onupona semno na very instructive. Or say Emria ye woman no. Emria we are saying who is for the people of this country or who is for the good people of this country and who is against them.
Yeah.
Wuntumi Radio.
Video nam de send them. Sana John Jinapo den. Okay. Or say den Emria ye woman no. It is who is for the people and who is against the people.
Yeah.
Utie okujeto in the same video. Utie atu forcing before now omoba working out as they are passing E-levy no. Utie no or say Mr. Speaker, on this occasion no me to me engineer hanum na me support tax and more I cannot be part of passing a tax that impoverishes the good people of this country. You understand? You know, minority they were working out. Now I buy no onion your bay. You understand? Creating impression say you were for the good people of this country.
Yes.
Galam saying some buyer. We all saw the Asami Jefi ending in Crawford Gina Bipaso River Plan and Honum. Omoya press conference or Honum.
Yeah.
CS was the Omu Jimu.
To me radio 101.3.
Opportunists like Jampo organizing UTAG. Any other AE the Omu Jimu. In fact, now almost so about a minute. Almost so about many years, and almost about really. And almost about no. Until that about ni baby or back from your day. Afa. Until almost creating impression is almost dear Ghana for Jilo Moya day or Moba. Until Ghana for on the 7th of December 24. Ghana for to Punkum. And I'm got to Abadama and Crawford. Thinking, say. Ajinkwana ayeden.
Abano. 101.3.
Now 5 or 6 months in government, no. Amafone who say apparently no. Eye nada nabraba nkontompo. In the NDC for beden. Ebe bo omo. Omo be dada Ghana for so that Ghanaians could hand over power to them. And a Ghana for the 2 minute year day. A maumo. Ubekai say long after COVID, a choir. John Mahama could baby campaign time, or could just simply so baby catch a Ghana for say COVID abako. Even country COVID fever China no COVID ni hobio. And so abai we MPP abai go so here COVID etwo. Yeah. Na eyetri modin kase enti no ono oba obey dey. Obey free ho. Ene Ghana for tears ansem na wo kan ya no mo de 2 minute ma wo wie no. Wo sa ko jira simply so wada ne wano akobenkum. Say COVID levy da ejiji no e kan IMF nhihye bi ho. Hey John. It no like Berondi Montesquieu in seminar ya meka wa hanom no. Amanfo ne hu nokure no. You understand? Amanfo no ehu nokure ne say e yan tro and ankrofo be dey omo be boy yin. It's a buffo na the people haven't realized say ankrofo we na da no de be gi to me no. And I'm suddenly no goodwill na dey I road no. What I say? Because in 24 say kwasi eni tia
na guregu
enti kwase na yeden kwase di na yeden ati sesia no what I say na anope mi chia sa local GPRTU chaba bi na yesi efe e show no say one wo secondary total station one mi chia no
ene oye vice president edema Western Regional GPRTU
mi chia no asiso kasa because ni nuanom omo won kran yati omo kan na so ye eshan na che so ye akania anu be ka je say enim guase nya den emfata okani ba nti on kasa
okay etino Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association Asia Health Ministry nra na wo mo hwe ne musanka aban ne betimi aka asem bi ebeto o makoma so na o ma get back to duty but meetings ni nyina echi na nkosi aga wo mo da so air strike ya no pay ye ne deputy national PR ready ma Nurses Association edi nkomo ofia se no wo kire se wo mo konhia mu no aban se ene wo mo ye ka de say service benefit no se obetimi abibia afa ho age se next year entino wamo de until sa buy no ebeba table no so with eye ade a wamo hwehwe no say halfway through crowd on be meet you omokra no anka won betimi a consider om decision na woma get back to eye om duty post no makwa akoye adwuma entino until sa buy no beba no no abeka asebo beto makoma atom yemo no wamo da so e was strike and America che ne say Yane Mortuary Workers Association President Edi Nkomo. And was a strike no a one more strike no. Chris enipa. Ewu ayede wo mo efunu. Abro am so am nkura no. Ebro agene na nti ase so. And maybe say aban say aban e wa adwempa e de ma Ghana fo a. Ko antina ho masa ade wensi. O ministers, o MPs live extravagant lifestyle. $10 ebi mu eye we ebi mu ye we anese fu yi condition of service eye de so say nurse na me ne kasa ye enra o say who niska 101.3 and how much $100 hwe mama nka sam kire to me 101.3 eya won me ma assignment bi eya tatie Accra FM na Mugabe no mo ne banye no mo no. They have information for all of us. Yeah. 2 weeks ago, na Mugabe catch a yen say, and Nejo Mahama appointees. Omu leader, Professor Jampo. Omu weekends, omu do Gold Coast nightclub. Ewo UK. I see.
Every Thursday, they are not starting free country. Omuko Chilia. Kwesi da no ma yeden. Homaba. Gold Coast nightclub ewo UK.
London. Hono mo chile. NDC.
This were the very people are. And then in answer, Omo say we are standing with the less privileged in society. Yeah. We are the voice of the voiceless.
To be 101.3.
And the Ghana 14 they did 2 million ma omo. And then omo weekends. Ewo Gold Coast nightclub ewo London. These were the people some few months ago Mokacha say they were standing with the voiceless. What I say, Mr. Shen, Mikusu Chiao.
And then the one is so.
Mikusu Chiao.
Won to me radio.
Mameka Semcho. Sir, GPRT for reduction and then Nasomayan. What I say? When him say drivers be omo nje ntumo drivers be wo ha omo say omo mpere we are rough me was the kai hwe anope maybe na me ya late me for taxi from Kansaro dudu anaji before na reduction e beba no na 4 CDs from Kansaro to anaji
101.3
and then me no kasa no ebinom je 3 CDs 50 pesos and pay small boy be am fa na say bio say Osikani beti na Chris ne driver be because of 50 pesos. No. Enti no. Oh yeah, na me say. Yeah.
na the man
na the man until the man 10 cedis and I'm 6 cedis instead of 6 cedis 50 pesos. But the thing is that say it will be unthinkable say go for na Chris obe kusika ho a
50 pesos
50 pesos and I'm sure them so uncle. You understand? It you know Eshen Michiao.
Okay, and I've been informed say any chairman Eshen akasa fa ho a wa register ne displeasure. Increment.
The way in the past.
Yeah.
No, what no akasa ha.
We anu
Okoha no onye saa. Na yende yente ye. Because maybe a chemo ye tending kapa. Ye tending ka. Intino nipa ko na wa ma information say wakasa no. Ka che ni say radio stations are metropolis anom no about 10.
Yeah.
Because maybe a chemo no okọ one radio station to the other until assembly obi aye den TV. You should do same or replicate it.
Okay.
You understand?
Very well.
Now the good people of this country are still impoverished.
Ghana Registered and Midwives Association say enipa bi ebe wu bia no e was strike you makoyi mu.
E ma triso.
Yes, my am faso bo ne momo.
E ma triso. Ya de baba Muhammad. Ya de e ma triso. Now you see the health minister put the who ya me areho ya me sere ya me mobo. The arrogant posturing. What I say? The arrogant posturing. Okay, I did call you Watamale.
That's right. Okosake ye Tamale.
What
hospital? Yes. Dr. Penny.
Sana NDC for Munya to me. I'll show you where power lies.
Yes.
Sana, that's how they are. Now, or this approach, no. And or the core, sa meeting now go share registered nurses. No. And these people they are professionals. Whoa, abai they are there.
Yeah.
This is the retirement time also, but they are there. What I say? Now you see, the sad thing is that almost I say politicians taking over power within a short time. Now the lifestyle I had assessor. Totally.
Yeah.
Now on the year in ma business class. Na ye di amanoni akonyaba. And they continue to be in that state of absolute penury. Oh, yabu bro. It is annoying, sir. So we want to check dollars. And you see, the sad aspect is, what mean your NDC will be to me Kotra radio to say, na $1,000 is your day.
Ayo. $1,000.
$1,000. Hey, NDC for 5 months in office, $1,000 your day. And you mun enra na mu su say, dokunu po Ghana for your day. Entiminto. Na mun nyina muntiminto dokunu yeto nai 5 cedis. And no na muntiminto dokunu 5 cedis. And ne must $1,000 eh your day. That just say mo be da Ghana for and mo di to me no. Now that power has been handed over to you, no, you are showing Ghanaians where power lies. And you know, said John Mahama, Obetri Akando as health minister is in chain. Now I usually Peninia Senibia and the name of a Bobby. Now I go share nurses, no, as Sembia Beto Masuma, the earlier the better.
Yeah. Because Nipane wouldn't do it.
Mamika Semcho and Ra Mijina Casarodo Junction. Ambulance be said to home no. Almost the bodies call major mortuary honum. Omunya kwantino. Ye de omo call towards Ahanta West mortuary. Omo ko hwehwe. Baby omo the bodies in bed. Ebegu. So the situation is so grave. Ebia wo nipa bin yare ye. Ebia me nipa bin yare ye. Ebia wo nipa bin wu ye. Ebia me nipa bin wu ye. Until we are not seeing the gravity of the situation.
Yeah.
But the situation is so dire.
Na bainti wo. Say just next year.
Me say
nipa ngu.
And then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Appointees no back obeko Kotoka airport no mu gina honum. Omo ko full plane. Omo ko Gold Coast night club.
Omo ko chile.
To hell with Ghanaians. You understand? Me say empenyifo say kwase aniti ana agro na egu ntino. Say ana agro na dey. But the issue is that agro no egu too early. Agrono, a good too early. Now a good too early because in someone mo catch a Ghana for a Ghana for two about Mahamono. In some so it's not going to expect to by 6 months like we are in now. No, Nanka why ye konyabi na the point to be gargantuan change be ayade abama for no abrabom.
Yes,
and they are seeing the very opposite of the expectations now. The reason for which now they are seeing the very opposite. In fact, say ampono. There are situations some 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 months ago, no, and you're better than now. Say I know their situation has even become worse. Sure? When why see the now? I'm going to pass and I do the super and I know Yadana.
That's right.
Me sure say experts no o ma your calculations ni bi until we explanations ni bi. I swear to God say wonim asodia e dey break Ghanaians in terms of economic pressure. Me nika but me fruit taxi.
That is it.
Me fruit retro. So what you say? Yes. Until the financial encumbrance no me so because and then at the pump 1 cedi per liter no almost the bet to swam driver no or the bet to swam me for example from town to Kasarado yaje 8 cedis and yi 50 pesos fee so I can tell you without equivocation say senka enye oil marketing company for directives no mo de abano mo say aban mo time no mo fa nye mo nyama yie enanka enura Monday yi
omo shase
enka 50 pesos na enani nansen ya omo tifis no enka I swear say for dem be ba no abeye 1 cedi until we will now be paying between 8 cedis 50 pesos and 9 cedis from town to Kasarado. Sir, is it Kopek? For the say yama almost 2 weeks. Comac. Yeah. Comac for the say yama almost 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, Abaiba implemented. The encumbrance will come on. Yeah. Until we will say our economic situation would have deteriorated as compared to a year or two ago.
That is it.
What I say? Until Ghana friend will say, and I done in Tron and this for the budget to me. No, that is why the goodwill no are eroding. Now, you catch a John Mahama say, for every single person that dies as a result of so when ya attendance or hospital and the we will know. Owu born a pumping.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the so born.
Yeah, the baby. Na yani omudi nkomo no kra no won se ede ehun no omo twe ho daure no 1 nurse ni no eyade na okwaya de sabia obabi oya adwuma no a aban giniska enti no aban momoden na ono nurse ni na busua eyare a ye hwe omo a ye nhwe omo
na wonim bibi sa wonim say so be a minister ye tua the watchman ka
yes
sa wonim na nurse na ono wo yare a wo politician no wo gi medical allowance what I say to say ene abriwe ye dey two plane ma ye dey call ya ye ba ye fly no private jet $20,000 an hour ya ye dey buy
yes
or call ye with your call ya ye concern yare no on beside the conditions of service of some nurses and doctors na na say wo politician who did that short period of time now we see akono wumpo over all these conditions of service are on no nurse now what dedicated about 30 to 35 years of their life so why should you deny him or her the same conditions of service? It is so preposterous and it's so funny.
Yeah,
what I say
very wicked.
Everybody saying and I said nurse I no mean yare wo yare a obehwe me ne wo no ono yare a na say okọ hospital a
yes ontuaka
o ma ba ne ewo mi
I say wo o ma we mu de ye
o ma ba ne ewo mi What you say? It you know, media. I am saying it unequivocally. Say, near necessary. Omo demands no. Legit. I say buy no. Or should no address ma'am.
Okay, UTAG, TUTAG, CETAG demands government immediate payments of book and research allowance or face nationwide strike from June 13. Book and research allowance.
Professor Jampo.
O say on na dey cool off on no shipper's authority when Nigeria.
Na say me hu yes o machine bi mo ye dey. Massage no.
No. Onwa.
Na 2 weeks ago, did I hear a professor UPS professor bia na obo Jampo Sumbo say SARS demonstration na omo here against former government. Jampo now the biggest beneficiary of that. Did I hear something like that?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, sure say no credit say papa bi na ye hu na oda massaging machine bi na ye massaging na e Jampo.
Onwa.
Oh yeah, sure.
Onwa.
Jampo.
Onwa.
Na enye Jampo na oye the spokesperson for UTAG. Amu here you had demonstrations against Abai Dada na etwemu no.
That's right.
Enye ono.
Onwa.
It is what stops enye hwe no mu demand book and research allowance. When we say Mamika Semjo. When we say teacher for we you treat teacher for in a certain way. Me a presby ni. It's no presby ni. Answer a presby ni baba ye sofo no. First oye teacher. No be catechist. Answer na wakwa sofo die no baba sofo. What you say? It's no usha. Teacher for per se no. Almost very modest. Obo lifestyle no. And you're so modest. What I say? And she that you flamboyant to say, Ebia obi or your engineer or Jessica Papa B. When those accountants or Muyo Bujuma Papa B, Jessica Papa B, no teacher no or no penny training and then the orientation, no, or you're very modest in his demands. So teacher need GBB wa. It's so pathetic. Oh dear, Shejuma Maya no huna na mami bibi.
Yeah.
Omo kase ahubrasiem ehunu mobo you understand sa modesty no what I say e wo teacher for afa enti no enka teacher for e demand bibi wa ban wa enka you say eye problem you understand because teacher onim sika kese di
to be 101.3
some politicians some flamboyant lifestyle onim bi
yeah.
Me kai headmaster bia ababekwa retirement anya me na dom okogina MP wo ekura bia say ayeto abama na owini ye okoye na say vehicle allowance abanti no go ye di VAT ni so say ka we eso me to me I can't maintain it enti pa ka chochobo abia ye dey that is the lifestyle of a teacher.
Yeah.
And now me call school be let me call inquiries me do one teacher because I'm an ordinary teacher.
Oh.
Na me say madam me bo wa bo fia ye child here no wo so dia wo saka here no so be proud of your profession. Me bo wa bo fia because me jahanum I respect you, so don't tell me you are an ordinary. I don't see you as an ordinary teacher. I see you as somebody who and I will train ochina professors. Ochina doctors, accountants, lawyers. It's a man who by telling me that we are ordinary. You are not an ordinary teacher. That is how teachers are. And it's a teacher put your demand to do a by wa. And you're so modest. And you bibia. Book and research allowance. Hey John. Man, you know one kwaji ono kwa ama hu.
Title ndia waji o. Wono kwa no. Waba ebia.
Eti me bisa Professor Jampo. Owo
Opa.
Because me sure say Shepherd's Council ho na owo no. Eh secondment.
Yeah.
Ochire bi na ba indi to say he will go back to Lagos to teach. Na say na wentimi anka bi. Amani nuanom no. Na in 4 years abai sisa na osifini massaging machine num na osan come back to Lagos campus Obey laughing stock.
You want me to be dinner no benu no.
That is it. Obey laughing stock. Etino make catch and say and then why your propaganda ma and then abana and then or no massaging machine or denya no. Nini so ntino ntem. Na uncle be money because he will go back to Legon very soon. Na se obekono se otimi can be na abayema omo a obekono na their conditions are better, so he will go and then enjoy some. Because when to me anka I bet in fact I can bet my last person on it say Professor Jampo come back to Legon campus because of your nanny colleague lectures on the bed no. He will not be a happy man on that campus.
Yeah.
It's abay. You take for so the omo keka omo ho na wa keka omo ho. Na hwe ye wo man mu. University teachers ebeko strike. Any omo ho eyi. Nurses ebeko matisa teachers eyi. Doctors for so omo pro omo minim.
Ombeko.
Doctors for so say your nurses for dey tumpe doctors so be pro omo minim. Na sa key areas we sa go for when omo call striker. Do you know where we are headed? Into John. Yeah, pacho. Sorry, it's now nice. Na niabo baba no enye kra.
Abusia hwa bradwa non kron abo aha eye wuntumi 101.3 Western Diamond Television. Western in the morning jumedie sunie. Chris Labibuate a member of the NPP regional communications team ena yene AD eye enkomono. Na my chance on a graphic online publication date May 30 2024 or say the government has allocated more than 700 million Ghana cedis for book and research allowances for lecturers in tertiary educational institutions. President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo has disclosed. Chris, 700 million cedis.
Wonderful.
Yeah, they mark a church for book and research allowance.
Yeah.
Eti no obi buy no no betu mu no wo wa ba 5 months in here untua
yes
say a teacher for no send a word of caution answer ye ni aba ye ho so ana
why say you know ye mbo na on sorry pity ne ho
why dey no
700 million cedis.
Yes,
quite a substantial amount of money, you know.
Yeah, 2024.
Hey,
Chris,
Dada John.
What no kwa?
Dada John.
Edin dia waji
Dada John. Menya nji odo kwa ma ho. Dada John. Menya nji odo kwa ma ho. Hey, because wakwa ko jina baby I'm a Ghana for to say wo second term we wo legacy term.
Yes.
Into the wo ba be ko no ba be ja bibi papa. I'm a Ghana for. Say wo legacy term. What I go ka but and then me me da anwumre. Na ne akwa dia minim se kwesi da enye de. Ene eya me me da anwumre. Na ne akwa dia minim se kwesi da no enye de. Se fiti asempo ye kukuru podie.
Ye besoa.
Na ye besoa. Ye kukuru podie.
101.3.
Na ye besoa.
Ba crazy ni enyan.
It is terrible.
Yeah, very very terrible.
Me say Ghana for put them gina ye mon truck because when government begins to pay all these bills, you better sure NDC the go tell radio so akoji credit say see the no appreciate against the dollar. Yeah, where these things are, the reason for which are. Na say I no pay mati say dollar no we him ni dua kakra.
Him ni dua kakra. Kakra mpodi o.
Kakra mpodi.
Untumi radio.
We him ni dua kakra.
11 CD 60 pesos.
That is 12 CDs.
Aye.
Last week na 10 CDs.
Aye.
And dollar we him ni dia kakra.
Him kitwe mi.
And
11 CDs.
All round the upper
12
CDs. Yo.
Eboboba. I just love that.
Eboboba.
Chris, obi say a nurse for ne a teacher for no. Ne aban we dey yom no. Wo munye din ne afa nyom.
Oh yeah.
Yet your memu say na Adan Kwaku for the tua eye nursing for allowance more a wo mo gi sika be video say sika de ya gi nso ya nto aba no.
Yeah.
Yet your memu
ya aban no
ya tuoma mu ana wo mo tena o ma jampo elidi wo mo
yes
and satisfy ne parochial interest obi and we jam ho
yeah
and na mo na mo tu abusu no nti no wo say ne ade yam no esa fatase ade yam
but unim bibi o ka ko sisen what I say because you see that situation I say wafa say nanti kuro no so one can be a ma you see yen dey betim the pressure na to aban no so
yeah
what I say yen no no ti say no pay say dia meti anu ma me ka say ya obi hwa me obi tie mi ono so ko je me da ko je djom oba ko jira baby akoka you understand at the pressure beba aban no so because say ya nye no sa na say nurses no gusu tifie na amafo no so wu na mo ye den omu ebi ani say do pe wo fe mo chirefo ya o mo say den fiti enani na say ya o mo ko
ba no
o mo say den
efun pa
yes
dead bodies
yes
bebrebe
yes what I say enra na me hwe metropolis anom one journalist ono me on person di nani kwa be hu MPP callers mpo ni status ena obi fi daboase honum beiri ena wakọ interpreting for review so yaye no surgery yaye no major surgery ena yama no enra say ombra friend say review okọ ya
nurse phone ho
once na poni ho ena dey to the state ena be say na wo osimesi wo ena wo dey side to status na wo na wo dey to status no ena obeye na me say na obeye do dan kwa mre so a eka wano gbele okasa ene de hum na obeka
Untumi Radio 101.3
ene de hum na obeka se konfo bone wo sha nkom se o man no be hye no na wa dwene se wo be fi makotra bebi foforo you understand na ka be ya eka sa nkrofo no o mabusuafo na nka within this difficult moment I will o mabusuafo na nka en yare
no mu hu ni sane
yet
Untumi Radio.
So we call private medical facility so that's a bit me
Chris, and rather minority no sensual phone share mu. And it was addressed by the Honorable Member of Parliament for Ofuase IRB constituency, Honorable Vincent Kwadwo Nkrumah. And was say Aban should withdraw the 1 Ghana cedi fuel levy. When you through
yes woman video no me de man guys me fail sanka farmer MCR for no nanka omombo what I say because Sam George eka assembly in the video jina pokasai almighty Sami Jefi okotena TV3 on this Johnny Hughes and I say sa E-levy na by the buyer no the second you say a theft a thievery abai no person bo amount from no chrono it's like MCR4 na come up bonanka Ghana for na ati na me nyama me ye exercise kitu ebi what can I say in any case you share timelines omode ade we buyer no time when they call parliament 4th June 5th June
yeah we hu adwuma
ananka enra Monday
yeah dey be adwuma
yes sir
yeah
in 2009 open to Google in 2009 4th June omode 11 CDB obakaya satana Alex Mode na oye MPA CEO
that's right
omode 11 CDB to fuel so 4th June 2009 omo passing the 5th and I'm starting omo je honorable Kweku Kwatin the assembly no court okay or the high court my high court ni G2 be say sa sika na aban no gigi no enye legit it aban ye den onyi fi ho Kweku Kwatin the assembly court my aban po G first say court G2 mu catch abai say sasika no gigi no enye ne kwan so abai ni view they didn't do it
yeah
it was also a 4th June and a 5th June and away so a 4th June and a 5th June then the channel. Then the channel. Well, sir, anytime they are would do almost at June 4th celebration time funa. Almost the bread senior the original June 4th and the obre and then any high in the bread Ghana for no. NDC for no, they have done it. Say almost June 4th they will replicate it. Say every June 4th biano. Almost the nibre. Almost the hotel. And the bread Ghana for. Me name say when 2009 June 4th now.
Yeah.
And they did how one was it to so honorable Kweku Kwakye the court high court G2 mu say sasika na nya ne kwan so ntia ba nja ejije court na ntie e fa say abaye ntie omo jiji si sasika no saa. In any case menia okay say and this for no ta ye argument be say Jobahama survey Dumso Ansana Ofi Abemu in 2016. Okay.
Yeah.
Almost say about the levy by different Esla. It's a Esla no. Ejiji sika ye di tua energy say debt are there one mu nyina nti Esla no ebe survey Dumso Ansana Jobahama Ofi Abemu in 2016. Eje ka che.
Yeah.
I heard this for ka che. And then almost say sa once the day later no. I'm the quiet.
I'm some the coso dumsano.
I'm the coso dumsano. Sa dumsano so solve as no wufi abemu no. Ah, na wonim bibi. Sa wonim say you say finance minister no or the sa bill we call parliament under a certificate of agency. Bibia agent ma aban. Wa fa share the budget mu. Na ahanu na lakuna no wono. All present budget no. Okoye propaganda bi no koyi betting tax ne newa he
ene E-levy
efi so
yeah
ena omo betina radio so ena omo bo omo ho samrane enya sa
that's right
ena Ghana for MPP for tirimodin for ene the wicked E-levy is no more but na omo nyimya na ompesa omo ye because what they are na call parliament under a certificate of agency Bibia agent man no should have been in the budget. But because of propaganda no more yentino. There was no way. Now even in the budget now almost is a 93 pesos B or 95 pesos B.
Now fuel 95 pesos and a diesel 93 pesos.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Italo and then pono and you 1 CD per liter and you 1 CD 95 or 1 CD 93.
Yeah.
Almost 2 CDs.
Yes. 2 cities.
And there are 2 fuel soon.
A liter.
It's we will carry use how many liters? Hopefully, how many liters?
I think sir 40 liters.
40 liters.
Yeah.
Times 1.93.
Yetiate.
Times 1.93. Now some put a private car.
Aye.
Into no one put the yefa would non tonchain. Now obia or use a similar car or the Uber and now or the taxi. What I say? Okobu 40 liters times 1.95. Oh, your calculation, mommy.
Yeah. You know, 78 CDs.
Yes. Oh, filet
o tank no.
O tank na
78 CDs.
O de mahwana.
Aban.
Beautiful. And so no, adodan kwa odi E-levy buy here no. Na ahe. I say
1%.
I say even say o the sika more than 100 CDs. SND obia. First 100 CDs no on je wo hwe.
On yo hwe.
Na second 100 CDs na be 200 no. And our tax him.
Yeah.
No je ahe.
1%.
What ahe?
1 CD.
1 CD.
To be 101.
And this was a omunti bi da. And no. And the Joma have your first George na ponu ko jina parliament say it is I say emia ye wo mi no. It is who is for the people and who is against the people.
Yeah.
And the kind of way who is for the people and who is against the people.
Chris Mincho MCR mo Sam George video ni ba me yentua demonstration.
Yes.
One more year against E-levy no. Hwehwe video na boma me na fe. Yentie ensem wo mo kan emre bi abesene kro.
Yes.
And ade wo mo emprempren ya wo mo ewo abamu. Na ye hunu wo mo ayato aba mo mo a Womudi or man soon Ghana.
This is why goodwill.
Then there's more that we can do. Well, the point is simple. Nanado is an audio president. He's a soundbite president. He speaks, but he doesn't believe what he says. If Nanado tells you good morning, look up, you will see the moon. It's a government of liars. It's a government of dishonest and insensitive people. It's a government that has lost touch with the people of this country. It's a government that lies to his own people. It's a government that is insensitive, that is callous. This is an incompetent, clueless, arrogant bunch of people running this country into a ditch. The people of Ghana are going to show them the exit sooner than later. The E-levy cake seems to have angered a number of Ghanaians. Is that the same sentiment among the minority? Look, and how silly could they be to try and turn it around and say it was an NDC MP? I have dared the NPP last night. And I'm
George, what was there? Ghana for who? Yes, the obiti brofo that is only nyasa o wiase nyina. 101.3. Nyoja ho kan brofo kan. Na oye nuamo hu ni sunti no. Enuamo ho na oja ho ye den. Oye. We twa boy atu ntirim so aka. Wo oye nuamo hu. Eti oja ho ye nuamo hu. Wan kan nyasa ba.
Nyasa sem bia ni wo kan.
Wan kan nyasa ba ko. Brofo keke no kan ya atem didie enuamo hu na oye ye no. You understand?
E-levy.
And I'm respecting Sam George. Sir, Brofo Kaya, clueless, callous,
incompetent, insensitive.
And then, also made because this time around, you know, he should use worse words.
Yeah.
Because the situation now, no, a worse than before.
Yeah.
You know, Uncle should share other words more powerful
than this one.
Than you're used to, you know. Yeah. Because he has to get to Brofo Kaya. You understand?
Yeah.
But yen say amount for nankasa no. Omo hawa for mo hadwi. Omo nu omo say, "Hey!" Me share video bia joy for koye Abakala pass tax trotro drivers be interview. Driver baako ne concluding remarks. O say, "Say joma ba hwe na memo no ontumi a." Opake na de obetimi be dey emefa what I say yes I say ontimi a pack I am expecting Sam George because eyi Sami Jenfi na you see sometimes wrong sa Sami for me say no mo and this abai we mu sa Sami Ablakwa Sami Jenfi Sam George Sam confirm inside we say Ghana for say in summer Sami form yes we ekeka ya enam so Ghana for kwato sa aba no se Ghana for so be Sami yes we anu semo a enka ba this demonstration AC wo man him no it will bring the whole country to a standstill because boys abukaka semo
abukasa ya pa
ene u prove minim na yaso na chance to ya bechi mi o prove minim na yaso na hwe yase fanti comedy and then sa abrante bia o kasa na waso na so
yeah
yase na chance to akochi no
o akochi no
for what reason guasiafo ma me do edwom wo kejetia o kasa yase oton banchi ena in some equity as if say only the elected who know but say you obi oton banchi odwom so onimni dia fine
yeah
mami go ka bia na say security akofara akoto police station wo kejetia
dwamuni ba
I am telling you and you are one no pay what here in Zambia Sam George or Keti adodankwa nkasa no ho I say adodankwa ye audio president
yeah
sa no kan no I say adodankwa ye audio president or ye clueless or ye callous or ye insensitive say we nyina okan ye obi ankasa no ho oketeche ko kasa hey na say be o bumi no abram ni soon in this country it will not happen. It will not happen. Oh bumi na what's abram ni soon my brother, it's not going to happen. It is your mama Gina here because you see demonstrations, you know. Ebe funo. Okay, say maybe a trim. Oko Gina Rwanda, eko kache oko to ayam piano fi Rwanda bre wa anum say ɔno ɔyɛ dead goat na ɔno n'aban no ehu demonstration kyɛ aban bi anti no ɔyɛ dɛn ɔyɛ dead goat onsuro dɛn onsuro sikan you understand president a amanfoɔ no ɔmo ho kyerɛ ɔmo na ɔmo ayɛ agitated ɔmo yɛ demonstration ɔsɛ ɔno ɔyɛ dead goat nti ɔno saa demonstration de ɔnka ho de mbɔ ne ho wɔka no po na ɔto ayampia so ka ho what I say Ghana for anfa saa nsɛm wɔ ehu nyinaa anhwɛ ɛnum sɛ n'ɔkɔto abama ɛfɛ ne sɛn John Mahama bio eti yɛ ba bɛ kyerɛ saa de wɔ ehu for the next 4 years Osikani yɛ wɔ kɔ etwa o yɛ wɔ kɔ etwa because dollar no ɔporo ne dua ho kakra mpo nie na the real deciding factors no ebe started any who attendant economic challenges are ebeba na ebi dollar no shoot ko be 1920 now kwakoto fuel and kwakofa crude what I say na ebi world market so e ho so akoso kakra na wo di encumbrance be den eba beto amanfo no so you understand Are we getting a picture of what faces us in the future as a country, Anna? And like I said, yende yankase kronumbo because yes, you have to move. Yeah. But say we share the way John Mahama ni na by almost starting now. We are headed for that direction, and the future looks very bleak. In Ghana for mama yen share yen sapo munsio. Because they are Bernard
Alote Jacob say NDC former Central Regional Chairman. Ni Facebook wall say Sami Jemfi's clothing allowance is 1.5 million old cedis a year. Yeah.
Clothing allowance.
Yeah, a year. Ni clothing allowance. Sami Jemfi's clothing allowance is 1.5 million cedis, old cedis, a year.
Old is 15 billion.
Yes.
15 billion.
You can say old cedis in 1.5 million.
1.5 million.
And currently, you can say 150,000.
That's 1.5 billion. 1.5 billion.
A year. And also, nurses' clothing allowance is 400 cedis. 400 Ghana cedis.
A year.
Yes.
Abaye no match Sami Jemfi 1.5 billion.
Yeah.
So often to turn ntade mpobwa.
Yes.
Spray.
And the ania man.
1.5 billion.
Yeah, a year.
Hwe me auntie odi me papa echi. O kira de 35 years. Okwa retirement no na oni 30 that's 3,000 30 million. No ni bi won the account.
O kira de for how many years?
35 years.
No only 3,000.
No only 3,000 one account in the retirement. What I say? No only be.
Yeah.
And I can tell you without equivocation, say wopa, wopa, we are call university campuses. Who they make me 5 years as in kindergarten. Men call university campuses. Nako bisa lectures ne say, lecturer. Baby, I would diani university honum ade a ochira bosom so a abani tuanaka say sasika. Yeah, you dey amount of fire dressing allowance. Or no lecturer no. Or will be on account man. What I say?
Yeah.
Kona ko bisa. Me say Andra, I was in one school. But I'm going to say teacher in the catch or your ordinary teacher no.
Yeah.
Because your inquiries be on honom. Na minia. Teachers omo yamabo.
Yeah.
Headmistress am ko tina na enyim no. Say bi o ja me kwan o hwe na atade o hwe atade na pa. Atade na pa. What I say? Say bi onye bema o oye oba. O hwe atade nani. Na me come team say mami we. Onu no o train future ministers. Future politicians. Oti he ya ni atade apay. Na o be say akajiji omo V8 ni. Omo 1.5 billion
clothing allowance.
Clothing allowance. Wafa ehu
papa. Ehu
disparity no so
very huge. Very, very huge.
Difference in the so. It is necessary. Almost strike because of Sanyaman Kitinkitia. Mama Obia and Bones Sumbo. Mama Obia and Bones Sumbo. Because it's so sad. Now, no. It's so sad. Now, I mean, very soon, teacher for so bad day. On back account.
That's for a Mamudie, Monsumudia Mohobo. Maybe the American Baby Sisa when through. Was yet to remember, I say, 2024. I kept to that brother, Quaco to a bar. Nanado Cobon whom Sukotia, la Wade Mancrofui. You only, no, Master Sophon, so I Watakwa, as you and to abandon my MPP.
Nothing training for you, Watakwa. Yeah, your campus on them, and they were doing it. No more yet. And I can say, Bonia, but if I say Bonia, Kai Debbie. Yeah. Now, no one said Debbie, no, they are 10 years away. Yeah. Well, say less than a year. Oh, Kai Debbie.
Allowance
and Crawford way. I catch him with some bad.
Any allowance.
On my day.
I won't be cream, yeah, won't be cream.
I'm some betrim, yeah. Now, maybe bumpire so munchim. Now, any future MPP, I baby a banner. Some more banner, but to say you chuma. Memo almost hang your friends, almost have fun, baby. Because Sabio Bonia way, Obia, your Bonia wing. Or Chay Woodini. Obia, we are their manner. Oh. Oche Wudini. Omo ye ka tell me say bonia ye kai de bi. E pe for say one kai mi ensu a.
Obeka mi asere.
Obeka mi asere. E na da ho no.
Chris, ma ya na wase na yemfa na nkomo no. NC ahase. Some 25 minutes gone past 9. And opeye na obi bia se. Wa oje bre hwe ye free e 6:30 e betina se. Ebe simplempli nyame nhira wo pa no nkrumbo pai mu a ye be crossover to Wontumi TV na ye de Wontumi Sports Buffet na ba premuto nso anu ahia abena se wa na fe wo de ye awia premto breka se bo na ba o chema ba betena se exactly 4 p.m. omani mpuntu na wo de aba Chris minim bibi wo wa wo kan de krato a na aka ye nso de nko
your friend is saying Anopay.
Want to be 101.3.
Me share me nuanom MPP for nkran. Na maka achiro mo say you see emira ye woman wen. Eye December ya na to aba. We are in June. That's 6 months ani. Yakọ abato a ensunsuansoro na very terrible for the party. Enti ayawdie no still e wa amanfo mu. Amanfo enyunyu. And a man for no guso, a binum guso air casa. In sending a hono more APP or social media, and what party non kind co. Now make a mean your chin yadwa. I am speaking for everybody that is a member of the NPP. Me catch Ramu say, Nyama APP or social media no. We are arming the NDC. Because very soon, election cycle no besa a start bio. Na in semna ya keka kire yen ho no. Omo ba be bo a kire yen. Yeah. Edu ho no mo a. Hwana ene de sombo no be bo no. Nti mesre yenu nya ya wa ya odie. But for the bigger picture, no the bigger interest in no, you decided to say ayodie no, we will relegate it to the background. Now you started the reorganization of the party bill. Enti atem didie kutia ne ayampia na ayetutuba ye ho no. Emre aso a esese yijai. Because ne ayekoso no enye de. Presidential prime minister ayeba bekoyi. Se Kwame wini na enye Kofi na wini ya. Obehia Kofi ne domu nyina na ma be ka agro no ho. Se Kofi wini na Kwame wini a Kofi so behia Kwame ne domu nyina abeka ho. Na se yedidi ye ho atem. Now we continue to worsen and aggravate the pain and anger no in us. So when we need we are, when the domino baba beka e be ye din. Meanwhile no, ye also na ye call radio so ye call TV so ye catch a man for no say 2028 ye ba. Na say ye jitum say 2028 ye ba. Dia. Subaya ye da de die no enye. This is not the kind of behavior that will bring us to power in 2028. A word to the wise.
It's enough.
With us.
Yes, so yeah, that's a bushia. A friend was scanning from Paul Manso. Yeah, the name uncommon in no AC Ahasi. Yeah, na production team. Na so Chemaba ASN. Thank you so much. Michael Yaro, MCR, Rafi, Samuel Dingo, na cameras in Kelly, social media, Mana Prek, technician on duty. Abrasa wa many ampon. Yeah, that's a papa. Yeah, me muso. Me besi biano. Yeah, share a year asafo. Good morning.